you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're dead, so we can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel it for you inside. So there won't be no fear tonight. Let the silhouette cast upon your heart, turning every little moment into scars. Baby, it's our chance to make a start, so we can fly.
I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we
I'm stuck inside of these walls with you. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope in getting myself back. Everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where is the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Redirect 3v3 monthly. It is time for the 19th iteration. Yes, oh my goodness, this has been going for quite some time now. We're pushing 2 years, I feel like, here, Quanzek. Oh yeah, if I didn't introduce him already, it's the man, the myth, the legend. You've seen him plenty of times here before, but of course, with us growing bigger and bigger every single time, maybe we've got a few new viewers. We definitely have some new competitive players entering the tournament as well, and Quanzek, Seed 1 versus Seed 2 for the upper finals. It doesn't get much better than that to open up the stream.
No, and you know we have a fantastic TO behind the scenes, gonna nail it every single time. We typically have these high seed matchups here, but upper finals or upper semis. Look at me, I'm blundering already. It is upper finals. Seed 1, Seed 2 for our 19th monthly, and I do want to share this bit of feedback as well. I was checking the Discord this morning, trying to get everything organized, do my own prep. The Discord's hit 1,000 members, so not only are we on the 19th monthly, but we just keep growing over here, and it shows there's a lot of talent in this monthly, some big name teams, and the representation nationality-wise is almost global.
Absolutely. This one starts off with LLHonved versus RIV, Bibba, Meshin, Mester versus Ringer, Ariza, and Velocity. Seed 1 versus Seed 2 to earn themselves, of course, that first game win in the grand finals. Quanzek, I'm so excited to be back. It's a pleasure to be here on the Redirect stream. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for game 1?
We always have a good time over here, and the players aren't gonna disappoint. We're getting underway. It is a best of 5, the first one we'll have in this tournament. And looking to get things started off hot here is gonna be RIV. Lots of short lettered names for these teams. LLHonved, RIV.
I've heard.
Yes, yeah, that's honestly, you've seen it all around the Rocket League scene as well, where like teams can't come up with some creative names, so they just use the first letter of all of their individual names. We've got to be better than this, people. You have to do better.
Come on, like I'm seeing that Machine here. You know, he's gotten a bit out of his way here to at least add a $sign in it. You know, have a little bit of a special character up in there. And you know what? That is respectable. First minute of this game. And, well, we've been stuck on the conversations of team names and player names. And quite simply, it's because not too much has happened quite yet. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out in these opening stages. It is the first best of 5 in the day, saving all that energy up for what is going to be their longest affair so far. Both of these teams actually came in off some quick 2-0 sweeps against what were very tough opposition. Of course, it only gets tougher as the day goes on, and with Seed 1 versus Seed 2, you really couldn't write this to be a much more entertaining start to our broadcast. Machine has Messer inside, but Ariza will stop this one. Velocity looks to send it long, but it's a soft touch, which will lead to Bibba having that little bit of space in front of him. Things start to shut down. A double commit results from the RIV defense. This offense just going to continue here for Honved, and they are struggling to get the ball inside, but you know, Quanzek, that once they get there, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And that tends to happen in these sorts of games. So we've mentioned it a couple times already. This will be a long opener from Riser. Just a broken play here off the backboard, trying to make something happen was Bibaba. And that one, just instead of finding his teammate, finds Riser. And Riser wasn't going to miss the opportunity to slot that one into the back of the net. And that was our first action we've seen this series. And, you know, that tends to be how it goes. We've brought this up a couple of times, but Rocket League does tend to, in a best of 5 series, follow what a good book would do. It starts off very slow, you build into a climax, into the steep of the plot, and then you settle down in that game number 5 when, you know, both these teams don't want to make any sort of mistake. It will be RIV capitalizing on the first mistake from LLHonved, and they are in the driving seat here with the halfway mark passing SirPigasus.
And Honved, they've had a majority of that offense. It's just been nothing all that dangerous. Definitely been sent off to these corners. RIV have done well to hold themselves down in defense and not really let any opportunity slip. But just like I say that ball given clearly away to Machine. Mester will be on that follow-up, and his Bibber, last man, has to get this one over. But RIV again do so well in defense, and this is converting into a counter. There was a chance there for Ariza to make it 2 for himself, 2 for the team, a double lead, and a very confident opening game for them. But now it still stays on that rickety ground of only a 1-goal difference. Honved had their chance from their own mistakes, but one almost blew back up in their face.
Yeah, my jaw was on the ground there for a second because it felt like they were just singing their own goal, watching Honved come at them, and RIV ended up going the length of the pitch on the opposite end. It won't amount to any insurance goal though, so still looking for that equalizer will be Honved. That one handled by Mr. Velocity. Gets a touch, but not much more than that. The Baba pinch off the corner. Do they have help? MS is there. $. Can't get it in though. Sorry, that uncalled for. I
like it.
I regretted that the second it left my mouth. Maybe it'll stick. We will find out. For the time being, though, it is RIV holding on defensively. After that one transition play, they've been stuck in their half for almost this entire game, but the defense has held strong up to this point.
And here he is, $, as we're going to call him from now on. Looking for a shot, doesn't quite land it. It's going to have to be Bibber again on this 50-50. Opponents with half tanks of boost looking to challenge him. They do open up the first real offense that RIV have had this game. A lot of it has come from the counter. This one a little bit more well worked, but Bibber does well to get that save. It's going to be a heavy boom forward to allow Velocity to try and knock that one back, but passes between the players of Honved looked to create something special on the upper end, but it felt like second touch that came in. Maybe the pass was too powerful towards him, but it seemed a bit wasteful to throw it back into that final third when they'd already established such control between them. He had plenty of space around him as well, and instead, what we're seeing here is RIV full control. 8 seconds left on the clock in the first game. Bibber, however, with a final opportunity. There's a backboard for him. Ringer will block it, but still, it stays in that half. Mester does pre-jump, but unfortunately that one will fly wide for Honved. They will just have these little final scrambles to keep it up. A slight miscommunication between the players puts this game to bed, and RIV will take game number 1.
Yeah, Meshin, if that $6, maybe it's a good thing you have in your name, but I do apologize beforehand if it's not something that is appreciated.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, yeah, look, just need to cover my bases, all right? I wanted to invite back. But with this game 1 officially in the books, we were really excited about a C1, C2 matchup. This game felt underwhelming. Just in the sense that their pace of play didn't really feel like it was there. Offense definitely was not there. It was one goal that was just a redirect from their own half that ended up making it into the back of the net. I think the takeaway that matters more than anything is that these teams are fairly matched. And maybe Honved, they're looking at this situation where, they had the pressure for the majority of the game. They controlled the ball. They had possession, field domination score, all these things in their favor. They just couldn't convert. So being more efficient on the offensive attacks, not allowing those transition plays to come back your way, because they almost got bid on that a second time as well, not just that first. Might mean good tidings for them heading into this game number 2 here, where they're looking to even up the series.
Certainly, and it felt like there was a lot of attack there for Honved in that opening game, but it was just nothing too dangerous. Like you said, it was the one mistake that ended up with our only goal of the game, and I feel like that is going to be a message to both of these teams. Simple as that. Do not make a mistake. Keep possession as well. That felt like something that was missing and was quite unusual to see missing from this kind of game with such quality on both sides. A lot of what felt like just these panicky heavy touches forward, just completely giving the ball away to them. But now we see Machine looking to try and get something out of this. A riser will block it at the near post. There is a second option in form of Velocity. Mestevo to keep it forward in the corner, and already it's very similar to what we saw in game 1. Lots of time spent in these corners, but RIV really feeling all that challenge. Ringer on his own back wall, plenty of boost left in the tank, but that bump will certainly get in the way of starting that counter. Machine sends this ball back forward. That back wall again defended there by Ringer. Always does so well to stop these opportunities. You give them a little bit of space. I'm sure Honved will take full advantage of it, just like RIV did in game 1.
And we're settling into much of the same pace that we did have in that game 1. It's Honved absolutely throwing everything and the kitchen sink at the back of the net here. And they're not able to convert, but RIV's barely left their half. It's been a few extensive clears that have gone the length of the field. Nothing more than that. Velocity on the sidewall, no boost, and this has been one of the many tales that we've been looking at here in this game number 2. Just a absolutely starved RIV team. Finally, they have something going. A Riser, good 50. It's delayed. They still have boost. Ringer going to take over, take a shot on a redirect attempt. Mr. will step in the way. Velocity hard off the sidewall, but he's not going to have much help, so just going to try to cause any sort of commotion that they can. Honved tried for the first time defensively. They do well, but still searching for that first goal. And, you know, looking at the stats right now, Pigasus, despite the pressure they've had, I didn't realize Honved's only registered a single shot.
It's like I said before, they just have, you know, all this possession. They have that high press, but it's just all spent in the corner. They need to get centrally. They need to get these shots. Like, what just happened? What just happened in front of me? Seed 1 versus Seed 2? These are RLCS contenders, a Riser. I remember him back on Valiant. What is going on?
This looks like my ranked games right now, and I'm not put some respect on my name, okay? I'm bullying his way through. Actually, Baba, you know what? Nobody cares about my rank. Quanzek, nobody wants to hear about what you have going on. It's a big bullying 50 from Mr. and Bababa just there to slot it in. So immediately after conceding what looked like something straight out of a champ lobby, they get it back.
I'm just going to pretend the last 2 goals did not happen, to be completely honest with you, just to keep the integrity of the Seed 1 versus Seed 2 alive. Big opportunity here coming from Velocity and Ariza. Mester and Machine, though, able to keep it out. It's all up to Bibba to try and pick up some of this boost. It looked like he was going to go for a few demos. Ended up completely bailing from the play. Now possession falls across Ariza's final touch. Could have found a teammate. Doesn't quite land. It's a Riser again. Quick turn onto this one. Beautiful control, but they have to be able to pounce on the rest of it. Velocity finds the target, but Mester does well to keep it out. Big pinch forward. Bibba waiting in front of the net, but Riser does well just to thread the needle to get that ball towards the wall and back into the corner. Honved are going to struggle yet again to break inside.
We do at least have some sort of pace in this game. Both these teams have picked up, and they understand that the clock is at the state. It is in 90 seconds now officially. And the lower we get to that 0-second mark, the further we get into golden goal territory. Riser can't connect there. Coming off the sidewall, but the demo comes out. That opens up a lot of space here. Velocity infield pass, another demo. It's an open net. And the Riser going to capitalize. The physicality coming up huge here for RIV.
Felt like it was a long time coming. Double demo coming out. Mester, the only man standing with 0 boost left in the tank. Completely out of position. Not able to get himself on that goal line and make up for the space of his fallen teammates. Fast, aggressive from RIV, and exactly what they needed to put themselves in the lead and to just breathe some life into this series. But Bibba getting a little bit mechanical to bring this play forward. It's well stopped here, however, from the RIV defenders. It is a Riser again. Ball back inside, and hold on a minute. You've given it completely away. You've done so well in offense. Well, it's a complete spill in defense. This one goes inside, and Ringer and Velocity, one of them has to make some kind of contact. It doesn't matter that they had 0 boost. This is top competition. Some top players over here in Europe. That should be all yours.
Yeah, I think RIV saw the defensive blunder from Honved earlier this game and said, we will raise you and give a more brilliant defensive collapse. So not only are we going to try to win this game, we're going to try to win all the accolades that come with it. But they are maybe a little bit worse for wear right now. Mention. Can't get that one necessarily where they want to. Ringa trying for it all. Can't get it on frame, but I do like the attempt. Infield pass. Riser gets enough it to send it over the last defender. Look at this fake from Velocity. Good heads-up play, but does come back the other direction. Ringa, good 50. Mentioned pushed along. It's Riser sacrificing his body to get that clear all the way down the opposite end. We will hit the turf. We'll get overtime and what has been a much more thrilling game in game number 2.
4 goals scored. The 5th one will be the decider. Ringer having to make an early save here in this overtime. Riser looks to launch some attack. Does well to maintain possession. 50-50s to follow. Does find Bibber of LLHonved. And now it's all up to the defense here. Bibber's shot blocked there by Riser. He had to make the perfect decision there to get that save across. Velocity able to drag this one forward. It won't challenge the defense all too much. Now that defense looking to turn to offense, but yet again, these heavy touches simply just going to give away possession. Bibber works hard to bring that back to his teammates' favor. Ringer on the back wall. Look to bring this one across. Ariza's already up. Velocity has 100 boost. Wants to pop it high. Mester reads that ahead of time. Ariza will try and get this one off the corner. It's all going to be a chase for the second, third balls. That's going to make the difference here in this game. That one was never going to find a teammate. That could be the mistake that decides the game. Instead, really well defended here by Honved yet again as they are able to get this one outside their 6-yard box. And Quanzek, it feels like it's all about that one killer pass.
Yeah, we're at a point here where you can tell both these teams have finally settled into the series. They're playing disciplined, they're playing poised, and it's much more controlled Rocket League than we've seen up to this point thus far. What I'm looking for right now is just one spectacular play or one mistake, and this could be it off the pass. Can't connect, but the shot doesn't. Oh my gosh, Mister off the backboard. Beating the defense, finding the redirect, and look at that angle around Velocity. What a dagger. What a shot to finish us off here in overtime.
The crescendo we were looking for this game, for this series. LLHonved back in contention. And what an insane play that was. Mester with the initial dummy as his teammate called him off, going onto that back wall. Just a forward-thinking play. I said it required a killer pass, and that is exactly what we got. The perfect way to end that game and a beautiful way to get us back into this series full of action. And, well, I'm hoping Game 3 can continue where we left off, because this has been a series which has started off kind of slow, but you could feel as that second game went on, they were starting to get more into it. You could see the confidence start to increase, because you have to be confident to go for that final shot they just did. And RIV know that they're going to have to step up to the plate now. The floor has been lifted, and you've got to be able to match it. Otherwise, Honved will simply put you 6 feet under.
Yeah, I mean, pace of play picked up drastically here. A complete 180 from game 1 to game number 2. And Honved able to rise to the occasion, climb the ladder of competition here, and capitalize on their opportunities. It did take overtime until we had a decider, but it was one that was very convincing in doing so, with that redirect shot coming off of the backboard. So, game number 3, and these teams have boiled down this best of 5 into what they've been playing all day in best of 3s, hoping to get their ticket into the grand final of our redirect number 19, our first one of 2025. Ringa on the sidewall, collects that ball, but it's a little bit behind him, so he loses all momentum. Look at that dunk, though. Actually able to still find his way forward, force this ball, and generate an opportunity will get spoiled, though, by Mr. winning that 50 over the top of Velocity. Ringa, that's a wayward ball, hoping for help. He will get it from a Riser. Velocity will take over, but this one, oh my gosh, it's dangerous, and Velocity, you gotta thank a Riser for that, because that ball was dangerous, but hey, redemption arc for Velocity in the same sequence. He's gonna go the distance and find himself the opening goal in game number 3.
And it was Bibba versus the Red Arrows there. 3 players darting towards him. No real help, as well as he just sat there on the goal line waiting for the inevitable, of course. RIV able to force their way through, able to get that opener. Now this forces something out of Honved, but this infield pass might leave them begging for a bit more. A perfect infield pass here from a Riser. Snipes out his teammate Velocity, and you could not place this much better. Perfect bottom right execution. A 2-0 lead for RIV. I said they had to step it up a few gears, and well, they certainly have.
Yeah, there was a bump on the back end of that play as well. So all 3 members of RIV getting involved here, and they have woken up after that overtime loss in game number 2. This looks like a different roster. They're taking it to Honved. The Baba trying to get some momentum back in their favor. Ringa infield to a Riser. This one, all the boost used actually ends up beating Mention. The Baba taking over. Good flick. Can he get over the last defender? It's a double commit. It's an opportunity for Mr., but they don't have the angle to get enough pace behind that shot. $, as we like to call him around these parts, won't be able to do much with that ball, but Velocity can try to get that across to a Riser. Ringa infield. Velocity taking over, just going to opt to use the sidewall, set up some sort of potential play. This is a dime to a Riser in the midfield, but can't get that one on frame.
Look to get creative with that delayed flick. That one was already going to go over target, and you can see a full defensive empty boost. Pass across there from Ringa. Velocity has to make contact on that play. Still, it is a 0 boost defense. Second pass played across, and Velocity does not miss twice. Postage stamp shot and perfection to, be the polar opposite of that attempt we saw before. Try and pull out a microscope to see the space between that ball and the post, and I tell you what, you're going to need something stronger. Beautiful shot there from Velocity to make it 3.
This team looks fantastic right now. Velocity picking his angles as I say that. No, don't let me be the one to start things. That was dangerous. A double whiff from RIV into Ringa, using the crossbar to help him get that save, but they're not out of the woods yet. This one's still just sitting on the goal line. They do finally give themselves a little bit of breathing room. Riser, look at Velocity already pre-jumping. This team is confident right now. You can see it. They're freestyling out here. And I would too. You have a 3-goal lead in what's been very convincing fashion, but maybe you got to reassess now, as that lead will be dropped to 2.
Velocity just didn't get that touch he wanted. It was almost guaranteed that the ball would find the back of his net as soon as he hit that one towards the waterfall. 2 minutes left on the clock. Certainly enough time here for a comeback from Honved, especially if they can make something from this attack. Velocity on the backboard, not going to make the same mistake twice. It spoke true in offense. It's going to speak the same here in defense as well. A Riser turn around on that one. Had some boost left in the tank still. Just resorted to booming that one across. Double demo here from Machine. Ringer wanting to get that Psycho. It doesn't quite land. It's a bit messy from a defense. And that's 2 games in a row where RIV have just conceded a goal like this.
But Bubba gets a touch. Velocity, I think, had full faith in his teammate, and Ringa, admittedly a difficult position, no boost. You have to come off of the backboard in order to find the save. But still, you expect those plays to be made by these caliber of players, and they can't connect. In RIV with another monumental collapse defensively. And for a team that's played so well, they're going to just keep doing the same. It'll be a little hiccup. They're going to say, you know what? You guys might be getting a little sleepy in the caster booth, riding this one off. We'll bring them back in it, and then immediately retake the lead. What a shot there by Bringa.
I felt like I've just taken a triple shot of coffee in the last 30
Yes.
seconds. And I've already, like, just crashed as they got that goal straight across. It's exactly what they did in the last game, where they made that catastrophic error in defense, which was basically copied. What is this? What is this yet again? It's just completely open. HonvED were just able to do whatever they wanted in this play, and Ariza sees Bibba bail away from the play and says, oh, you didn't get that pass across to your teammate. Don't worry, my friend. I've got this for you. I know that some of these players, of course, are friends here in the bubble scene. But this is a money tournament. If you win this series, you guarantee yourself a part of the prize pool. What are we doing?
That's a phenomenal point, Pegasus. Hey, everybody on the pitch, listen up. You're guaranteed a paycheck if you win. So the unforced mechanical errors that we're seeing everywhere, stop it. You don't want to see them. We don't want to see them here. It's causing commotion for us and what we're expecting. Baba getting bullied by Velocity as he's still looking to chase them down along that sidewall. Riser very long and methodical swing out to that. Almost gets bumped off. That one could have made its way in. And over the course of this game, I wouldn't have put any money that we would be in a 1-goal spot at this point. But here we are, HonvED looking for the equalizer, but they only really have one real offensive chance. This could be it.
Oh.
Going for the bump. It's good, but they had to bump 3, not just the 1. Ringa, control on the back wall, just opting for a 50, trying to stall out any time. Get this to tick down. What a crucial cut there by a riser. They'll come up and meet that along the side as well. This one will drop down. It's still up, though. There's a chance with 0 boost totals, but they have to collect and make their way back in. It'll be a coast-to-coast play to set this one up, Pegasus.
Mester commits his flick to pin that one high. I saw Bibba there making that backflip. Machine sends that one forward. It doesn't quite catch the corner. And RAV will put themselves on match point. It certainly wasn't a perfect game from either one of these teams. It was high scoring, but it wasn't from high octane offense. It was sometimes, especially with the goals that Velocity was able to get across. I mean, congratulations to him for the hat trick coming out of 3 shots, but I feel like some of those extra shots were not counted because they were sent so high and wide. Chaos. I think that's the best way to describe this series so far. Sometimes this is what happens when you have Seed 1 and Seed 2 together. They bring out the worst in each other. Sometimes they bring out the best. Sometimes they do the complete opposite. I feel like we've had a taste for both of these sides at certain moments in this series. But that last game, my goodness, what were RIV doing in defense? They should have had such a confident lead at the end of this. They were 4-1 up for quite some time with not too much time left on the clock, and we saw how quickly that was able to come down. But HonvED now need to win 2 games in a row. Bibba, Mester, and Machine. And, well, if they want some motivation, I'll tell them right now, if they don't make that grand finals, whether it's through uppers, whether it's through lowers, I simply do not care. If they do not get to that point, I'm going to get my American friend over here to rip that $ from the end of Machine's name. If you don't have a piece of the prize pool, you can't be having the $ in the name. Come on, HonvED versus RIV. Match point sits for one of these rosters. HonvED must bite back now.
You know, that is an interesting point. Now that you've actually mentioned something, Machine, they're using a $. You're from Hungary. What are we doing? What? But surely there's a better symbol to use that's more indicative of like your region and your culture and what monetary piece of paper you use for fiscal value in this world.
Paper?
But sorry?
Oh, we're all plastic, at least here in the UK. I don't know how they do it in Europe.
Man,
Rising.
it's
Sends this one across the Mester. We'll try and get it on. Hold on a minute. Early opportunities, and I think they've heard our calls. Bibba gets the assist. Big boom coming off that corner. Again, it's a bit of a open defense here for RIV, but you still have to place that one perfectly. He had plenty of space there in the air. He was a bit awkward to get that shot across, but still making pretty light work of it in the early stages. And HonvED putting themselves in with a chance to take this series back.
Yeah, they do look very good and are proving a point after my, I patented dumb American moment in the stream. Ringa, really, I like that look on that outlet pass. Ringa didn't really have a good touch, but they were first to the ball, so throwing that back into a waiting, booming clear from their own corner, from their teammate, was a very good setup. A weird ping pong here off the back wall. Mr. going to the ground, hoping for himself. Instead, just going to concede possession to a riser. And the pace of that ball, it's enough to get it over the top of Machine, underneath the crossbar. And that's just poise. That's mechanical talent right there to know exactly the touch to put that ball into the back of the net with the exact amount of pace necessary.
Simple, elegant excellence shown there by the RIV player. Now this game being brought back to equal, there's real opportunities that it could end here in 4 if anyone needs a reminder of what the reward is for taking the upper finals. Of course, you guarantee yourself a part of that prize pool, but also you do get a game in hand in the final best of 7. Bring it to Velocity. Velocity, first touch does go wide, but still he might be able to find the second, the sidewall. Very close to getting that skim. You have to commit yourself to either just about getting it or just letting it fly wide. Velocity, 0 boost on that back wall, and Mester will take it. And Honved scoring all the odd goals in this game. Velocity left to die here as Mester is able to drop that one across. More responses needed from this orange side if they want to get it done quick. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a very early Champions field.
Yeah, I've applauded the vision coming out from the side of RIV in the sense of what they're looking for for those outlet passes. They're trying to connect with their teammate to get a more efficient, clear transition play down to the other side of the field. But when they can't connect, it leads to disasters of situations like we just saw. Velocity on the back wall with 0 boost, and here they are again, this time getting credit for the save. Would have been 2 had Ringa not stepped in their way, but a double commit to find a save tends to happen. You'd rather that than concede. RIV, they don't want to do that right now. They already find themselves down 1. Velocity beats this ball, Baba beats him there. Mister! It's a goal! It's gonna count, but in all honesty, that one should have had some sort of contact off the hood of a riser.
Oh, yeah, it's a really hard turn to do. I think that's one of those plays that's deceptively difficult when he has to do the full 180, get a perfect arc for the 50-50, because even if he makes the connection, there's a good chance there with how the Honved player was chasing towards it that he'd still be able to fight his way through. Just couldn't get that 50 off possession, couldn't make contact at all, was that RIV defender. And now Honved really put themselves in for a good chance for game 5. Bringervo looking to bring this one back across, and will come off the back wall. Bibber does well to get that first read. Infield pass, it is such a clever play to go for here, but it just about doesn't break the lines. Velocity back on, back off the corner. Ringer will stay tight, hunting for those bumps. Bibber will be the victim of it, and that's going to be the touch required to open up that defense and allow a riser to find his second goal of the game.
It's a really weird goal that's gone in yet again. I feel like we've seen some really fantastic team play set up here. Infield passes, connecting on plays, brilliant play shots by Velocity in particular. But more often than not, the scoring opportunities that end up in the back of the net are just broken plays where the defense isn't there. And I feel like at this point, the first team to correct that error is going to win the series. Oh, that's a good demo, but Baba can't get there. Riser gets the ball and the boost off of a pre-flip. What a fantastic play. Oh, I thought he had it off the ceiling as well. Would have been a coast-to-coast trifecta. Velocity denied by Mister, and they're doing everything that they can to come away with this equalizing goal and not head to Champions Field.
And it is Machine back up, Bibber yet again. They want to get that dagger, surely. If they're able to find a goal in the final 40 seconds, it will be exactly that. RIV, though, looking to bite back. Looking to get something across. They need overtime now with 30 seconds left. Ringer looking to at least get the ball on the correct half of the pitch. For those opportunities, Mester does well to cut rotation to bring this one across. Scrambling to the ball here is all 6 players. It is that moment where you've just got to commit yourself forward. Bibba beats 2, but the last man, simply too much. Mester back up. Might be hunting for that 4th. He's found the target! And he has found game 5. RIV need one more chance. This is going to be it. This is Champions Field. 4 seconds left on the clock. And what a way to secure it. It's Mester.
I don't want to tempt fate with some sort of 0-second goal. And hey, I wouldn't have it any other way, Pegasus. It's the 1 and 2 seed for a reason. And we've seen hiccups. We have seen trials and tribulations from both of these teams. Maybe they're not playing the way that they would like to. With that being said, we have a series regardless. There's been spotlight plays, highlight reel quality plays, and some lowlights mixed in there. But Champions Field, we're headed that way. We'll get to see the champions' names in the rafters, the banners hung up as both of these rosters look to stake their claim for a chance at the title of the Redirect number 19 winners. And we've mentioned it earlier, the winners here guarantee themselves a payday and don't have to worry about whatever game is waiting for them in the lower finals.
Absolutely, and this is going to be such a vital series either way. I don't think this is a series that either one of these teams will want to watch back, but it can at least have that sweet taste for the winning team here in Game 5 on Champions Field, the Stadium of Dreams. Well, actually, we're not on Champions Field, but we are in spirit. Game 5 is about to go underway. LLHonved versus RIV. Honved with full momentum on their side, but RIV have managed to keep it all close. We have kickoff. We have potential for an opening goal there, but the defense of Honved able to hold on.
I think we've been baited by Hazza here. We are not on Champions Field. I do appreciate the in-spirit call. That might be a special treat that's reserved for finals and best of sevens, mayhaps?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see
best
it later.
Of fives. They don't have the type of quality, the weight behind them to warrant a Champions Field. Mister takes a shot on, and that one, I thought for a moment Ringa might have own gold, but he knows what he's doing much better than I do. Baba, good challenge there. Velocity gonna beat one man, but it'll be M $ to sink in. A riser hard off the sidewall, going for a little sidewall redirect. Can't necessarily connect, and Misto gonna use the ceiling and force that ball forward. Bababa connecting, double tap! Can't find it!
And these are the kind of highlight plays you need to hunt for here in Game 5 if you want to make the difference, if you want to guarantee yourself that grand final with the first game advantage. You have to be the hero. You have to use every single bit of mechanics. Oh, what a mind game there by Mester! Sends RIV packing to the lower bracket with a fake like that. Oh my goodness, he's got a player behind him. Contested for the bump as well. How's your metal? Call as ice there from Mester. I'm in complete shock that he would go for a play like that.
It was almost like picture perfect too. Textbook. He made sure to, what a save!
There he is again.
As well, this man playing every side of the pitch right now. Mr. the one to herald his team, stepping up to the plate when the pressure is on his shoulders, putting the team on his back. Still have work to do though. It's felt like this game, because of the type of action we've seen already, has gone on for much longer, but the one benefit of conceding something like that, if you are RIV that early, is you have a lot of the game to go ahead and find the equalizer. We see a couple good opportunities there as they hit the post and the backboard. 3 minutes left on the clock, and RIV, this could be it! Oh, no! Was that saved by Ringa?
I feel like it might have been. There was no save credited, which makes me think it must have actually been one of the offensive plays that kept it out, and it was a Much needed goal here for RIV. They're on their final life here in the upper bracket with the game against them, but now it's Mester. Alone on that back wall, challenged here by Ringer. And someone is going to have to get in the way of this one. It will be Velocity to chase his way forward. A veteran here in these redirect monthlies who's been able to get themselves in these late positions. And I'm sure our host can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm surely a winner at this point of an amount of them. With how many times we must have seen him on stream by now. This ball going towards that right wall. Ariza waiting. Redirect off the crossbar, and Ringer will have to stay tight to it. It's still in that 6-yard box. Ariza will send it back. Zero boost. A shot of desperation to try and force out a mistake. Velocity back on the ball. Finally has something on the tank. Has a teammate as well waiting inside. Ariza still looking to go alone. Big save coming out. Velocity back onto this ball as it booms forward. Double commit coming from the defense of Honved. If the next touch comes from an orange card, that'll be punished, but Machine says no.
It's an absolutely devastating goal as well if you're an RIV fan. Machine, just the pace on that recovery, the immediate double jump in order to get there and make contact. It's a goal that at this point in the game makes the stakes so much higher, makes this comeback that much more difficult. And RIV, they've looked so good at parts in the series, but the pressure just too constant to handle. They're down 2, still time, but for a team that has not yet been able to break the goal line that consistently in this series, they're gonna have to come up with something here. That's a good look. We've seen Velocity connect on those a couple of times. Maybe this is a chance here.
Oh!
Yes, that's the start for Velocity. Bang! The lead's cut in half.
Just shy of the final minutes. Goal required to try and half this lead, to try and keep those hopes alive here for RIV. And a goal explosion showing the nature of this series as well. Seed 1 versus Seed 2. Clash of the Titans coming together. You can hear the horn in your ears, the yellow text on the screen. It's the final minute, the final showdown of the upper finals. Machine to send it low and try and get a dagger. Velocity hunting Bubs, but Bibber alone able to win off the back of that 1v2. Ball back out wide. Machine has to send it long. He's been certainly the hero in this game. Mester certainly had his moments as well. Bibber completing that unit with perfection. Will it be enough to break through? Mester yet again, and that could be it.
Yeah, they send the house trying to get some sort of connection play. It was an outlet pass looking for a riser in the midfield, and they got a piece of it, but it didn't waterfall down off the backboard. Instead, made its way back out. And LLHonved able to sink in and capitalize. Kickoff goal could just add insult to injury. And for what was a very close series, something that was very tight,
Oh, wow.
it has shifted immediately. And you see the state from RIV. They leave before the clock has even elapsed.
Not a fan of that.
I'm
Never
not
been
either.
a fan of that.
It's unsportsmanlike at best.
Producer,
And,
bring us across. No one wants to see this. No one wants to see this.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
no, you
can,
know what? Hold on a minute. I've just got a message in chat. No, I'm all for this. Keep it on. RIV, the final force. SirPigasus enters the arena. Okay, he's having absolutely none of it. 2v1. Mester joins me. He's changing forces. I'm still on borderless, ladies and gentlemen. My
I gotta go track down my
FPS is in the
controller.
bin.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Caster 1v1 win.
Caster 1v1 win. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm part of a team that just got themselves a goal. Just message in team chat. I let you play. It's time to take on Bibber. I'll absolutely have him on toast. Oh my goodness, all those time spent practicing my 1v1s led up to this point. What a save! Some scores on the doors. Can he cast and play at the same time? Flip reset? Show off the mechanics? Oh my goodness. Stylish as you'd like. Can I catch this one? Mester, let it go down. Mester, let it go down. Quanzek
mean,
Oh my goodness.
Quick
See, I
thinking by
still got
you.
it, Quanzek. I still got it.
quick thinking
Over
by
100
you.
points.
I
Show
wish
my
I
stats on
had.
the screen.
I wish I had my controller on hand earlier. Pegasus filling in when we have a little bit of RIV leaving a sour taste in our mouths. They were unhappy with the result, understandably, but it is expected in these scenarios that you at least play out the clock.
Especially when you've got a broadcast. Especially when you've got a broadcast running. I think it's the absolute least that you could give to Redirect for running this tournament. That if you are in one of their streamed matches, you should play it all the way through, regardless of what the scores is. Either way, we managed to have a fun moment at the end of it, and ultimately, it was. We can't let that take away from what was such a chaotic series, and still such a good one for the broadcast. I mean, it had a little bit of everything. It had a game 5. We had complete switches in momentum between these two teams. We had highlights, like you mentioned before the game began. We certainly had lowlights as well. It was a game that had everything, but at the end of the day, the deserved team did take that upper final spot. It was LLHonved, and I do just want to say that it is also the highest seeded team in the tournament. So do we really need to give another congratulations to the tournament organizer, Hazard, yet again, for absolutely nailing these one on the cards?
Yeah, the seating always on point. Honved played well. Was a little bit concerned for them at times, but I don't think, if you watch back the entire slate of time that we had, just shy of 30 minutes of Rocket League that we have just covered, it feels like Honved dictated the pace of play almost the entire time. They were fast, they were on top of it, they had the pressure constantly. They deserve the win, especially from the class acts from RAV that we got in the end. We will follow them down to the lower bracket and cut to a ever so brief break. It will be RAV. Do we have that matchup right now before I throw us out?
It's going to be Better Than Sheila versus Second Anglo-Dutch. Many more words. It doesn't even show up on the start on its own. Second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67 as our lower semi-finals. If they qualify, we're going to have quite a task on our hand there, Quanzek.
It'll be fun. We'll make it work.
But it'll be fun, and it'll all be decided after this short break. We will see you all very, very soon.
You wanna know my feelings every time I look in your eyes. Baby, I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I. Everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I. see 'em. I think it's safe to see 'em. I think it's safe to see 'em. Got me blinded by the what ifs, times I did miss. Broke the silence, perfect timing. Sun is shining. Sunday morning, a house on the lake, far from LA. I'm not the type to obey. I'm not the one you can tame. Yeah, let's get lost in my ways. Ooh, take me where your monsters hide. They don't dance, they don't dance. Daylight, look down, you've got me so high. I think it's safe to see 'em. I think it's safe to see 'em. I think it's safe to see 'em.
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself.
dancing in their line. Paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves through the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their line. Paths that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry. Thought another goal is all we need.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Redirect 3v3 monthly number 19. We are here in the lower finals after what was definitely an interesting upper finals matchup. I think it's fair to say that was, of course, RIV versus LLHonved. That went all the way to game 5, and it felt like it was RIV's series to win, but early rage quits in the final minute of game 5 really goes to show you how far that series slipped away from their favor, and now they're looking to get themselves back into a grand final position here through the lower bracket. But standing in their way is, we'll just have to read this one out, the second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67. Yes, that is the team name of the opponents. Let me just run it through a second time. The second second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67. That is a team of course, 2 Dutch players in the form of Defsy and Nick Beast. I mean, if there's a team with Defsy, it has Nick Beast. If there's a team with Nick Beast, there's Defsy. I think we're pretty used to that dynamic from now on here in these Redirect monthlies, in Rocket Benelux and the likes, and playing alongside them will, of course, be Motion. I'm quite excited to get this lower matchup started, Quanzek, and well, I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, this will be far and away the most thrilling and unique name I have ever had to cover in the Rocket League scene, but I'm hoping to have a fun kick out of it. Again, it's RIV, we just saw them, and their opponent, the Second Anglo-Dutch War of 1655 to 1657.
Oh,
and
65 to 67. Hold on a minute. 65 to 67. Is what it says on their team name. This is the second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67,
yes.
According to stats.
Look, that was my first attempt at pulling it from memory. It did not work, but we will get there, okay? And off to a ripping start is going to be Defsy towing the line, much like Johan de Witt did in the war.
Oh my goodness. How far can we go with this? All right, and just a reminder to anyone watching the broadcast, this is a lead gained here by Second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67. It is, of course, going to have to be one of the Dutchmen to take that lead. It is Defsy with the first goal of the game from the first shot of the game as well. RIV coming in from that upper bracket as the second seed. I do believe as well, this is the third seed matchup as well. It's just like last monthly where Hazard, the script writer, got a bit lazy, got the first seed and second seed to play in the uppers, got second and third to play in the lowers, and well, we'll just see how it progresses from this point. Huge starts here coming from the Anglo-Dutch War. RIV are forced to respond. They do have some time here in the offensive. Third Ringer is up for that one, trying to keep this one towards his teammate. Demo's coming out. There's blood on the pitch here. And well, you know what? I don't actually want to make that comparison. I feel like it might be historically insensitive. But either way, RIV bring this back to equal.
Yeah, it's a really good equalizing goal there for RIV. They did want to fight back, establish their own pressure, and find that equalizer. And it will be the Dutch Republic here in this game, ceding New Amsterdam as a result of that goal to England. Ringa chasing this one down. Nick Beast, good challenge onto Velocity. Defsy bullying ball all the way down, motion. Lofting touch, can he get back to it? They can, but can't necessarily find the angle for Velocity. Good cutoff there by Nick Beast. And these two sides, very well matched right now. Almost directly in line with the amount of warships each of them had in the war. The Dutch side, 131. The English side, 139. So there's not much separating these two rosters.
Since when did this become a history lesson? I tell you what, who's to say, but you can't learn anything from video games. Ringer makes it 2. And the lead in the favor of the team that came in from the upper bracket, the higher seeded roster, keeps this battle alive. And well, this is a close affair, and I must say it feels that bit more competitive than what we saw in the opening stages of the upper finals. If it can continue like this, we're in for a very entertaining series for the broadcast.
Yeah, they're rallying these shots back and forth. Nick Beast has to chase this one down and go into the own corner, looking for a pinch. He does find it, but Velocity gonna be the first one there. Ringa hoping to jam this one forward, denied by motion. He'll drift into the corner. Nick Beast taking over with a good 50. Another one onto a riser and into the corner they go. Motion all the way. That's the double tap. It's off the post and back out. And that is devastating, failing to capitalize there. Very similar to how the treaty that ended the First Anglo-Dutch War did not address the 3 main issues of political differences and commercial disputes, as well as trade routes between England and the Dutch, which led to the second one, which we're seeing on the pitch right now.
Is anyone watching taking notes of this? I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm learning quite a lot out of this first game alone. We're only 3 minutes into it, and there's been plenty of action on the booth. In the booth and on the pitch as well. And it's Ringer. Back to the ball. Nick B sends this one high, and the riser will remain close. Motion. Looks to bring this one across as a Dutch teammate waiting inside. Ringer, however, will be the play to collect it. Velocity, flip reset. Look to play this one off the back wall. A riser will look to send the cannons, but motion will get that save. Ringer just about able to tap that one wide as well. Chances for both teams, and I have just gotten confirmation as well. Big competition, and Ringer tips this one off the post. It looked like we were going to see an equalizer. The biggest Redirect Monthly still has a final stop waiting. Last Redirect, it was 53 teams. This one was 55. So to put yourself in potential standings for the grand finals is going to be the greatest achievement in Redirect Monthly history. And well, RIV are knocking on the door of that as they do take the lead in this opening game.
Yeah, there's been a lot of traded possession back and forth. Lots of cross-pitch plays as well. Both these teams having opportunities, and we had that stretch there where we went the course of the pitch about 3 times in 5 seconds. Defsy collecting this pass from Nick Beast. With good tip, can't get back to it with the boost, but Nick Beast can. He's lofting it high, waiting for motion. Slid it under, but what a diving save by Ringer. He comes up absolutely second. It's Charles II in the war, denying the Dutch attackers. Motion having to attack here, but RIV hold on and get the win. It was a hard-fought fight. Both of these teams really stressed about possession, about dictating the pace of play in that sense. And man, there's so many parallels to draw, even when the two countries involved here in England and the Dutch specifically were at peace. They were still fighting over specific trade markets to the East Indies and elsewhere, which really resulted in the conflict. So view the ball as the trade routes in this context. They're playing for possession of those trade routes, and this first battle going to go over to RIV, and what I have associated in my mental canon as the English side in this war.
They've won the battle. They haven't won the war. This is a best of 5. Game 1, of course, taken here by RIV, coming from the upper bracket. And I must say, I think it was a defensive masterclass there from Ringer that certainly secured themselves that first game. It was 5 saves from him alone. Most of the shots actually coming from the second Anglo-Dutch war side. And well, a lot to be asked for in this second game. I feel like this is going to feel like a must-win for second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 67. Otherwise, they are going to have to force themselves in a must-reverse sweep scenario. RIV looking to hold the fort in Game 2.
Yeah, this is we're gonna have to see some adaptations, some changes from these rosters. We saw some really good play, and it started with an opening goal for the second Anglo-Dutch War, and they will get the opener here as well. That's an early change, and one that is very much in line with what historians are arguing, that the second Anglo-Dutch War was instrumental in how it transformed naval combat. The design of the ships, the tactics used, the most advanced and complex, expansive, man-powered ships that had ever existed to date in human history. So coming out here with a bang and some good changes to revolutionize the way the Second Anglo-Dutch War want to play on the pitch.
We are looking for some revolutionary plays here in the lower finals. It is Seed 2 versus Seed 3. You are expecting plays of the highest proportion from these teams. It will be instead, however, a double commit coming across. Team Bub's coming across. Ariza is part of both of them. He is going to chase this play back to try and make up for it. Does want to get that first touch. Velocity will take over, but now it's up to Ringer. Just try and see this ball back to the middle. Maybe even get a demo for his troubles. None of that quite comes across, so it is going to be back into the possession of Anglo-Dutch War, but a miss coming out there from Nick Beast. The second miss actually coming there from Nick Beast. Sees his ball come across. Ringer drops this one down to Ariza. Has options behind him. Ringer just going to have to settle for that 50-50. Redirects coming in from Nick Beast. That one doesn't quite land. The scoreline will remain the same. It's been explosive from both of these sides, but ultimately no one has quite been able to break through the defenses.
That's what we're looking for right now more than anything, is an insurance goal or an equalizer for either side. Motion collecting this one, demoed for his efforts. Dempsey can sink in though, and he's going to get retribution for his teammate Nick Beast. Good controlled touch. Actually gets this one right in the middle of the field. Motion can't beat Ringa, and now Nick Beast has to cut across to beat Velocity. Dempsey, one touch, two touch over the top one. Still behind it, bullying his way through. The muscle shows up big as he wins the 50. Nick Beast into the middle, but it's denied. It'll be RIV holding on for now after the defensive onslaught, but how long can they afford the war? The Parliament was reluctant to fund it in the first place. Will they be able to keep it up? Yes, they can. No, they can't.
Good job.
Motion, what a save.
And these first two games have been so tight between these two rosters, but Motion will show us something special. What a way to get the second goal. A tap of the ceiling and perfect adjustments to see this one across. It's the highlight goal of the game here, and it's motion to make it happen.
That's such a good play to connect there. Motion coming up huge for his team. A riser. Oh, that's a wayward ball that Nick Beast almost gets a hold of and was able to execute his will. Ringa flips past 2. Oh, my, Ringa doing it all himself. It is a spectacular play, and he is going to cut that lead in half in a fantastic individual effort that will grant England New Amsterdam that they've received and push back the Treaty of Breda even further.
and I saw all 3 defenders there leaping like salmons. RIV were able to put their way across. It is going to be motion yet again to put this one to the ceiling. We've seen how dangerous he can be coming off that surface. Nick Beast, not the best 50-50 landing on him, so it's going to be RIV who have opportunities to try and print this high press, but that backflip from Ringer, uninspiring for that attack. It will all shut down, and it's going to be back to these battles here in the midfield as both teams try and take some space. Defsy back across. Nick Beast to try and cut some rotation. Defsy back up. No boost left of a tank to keep up with that one. Nick Beast, oh, doesn't make a connection. It is velocity yet again. 2 touches. Crossbar and post both hit. Only one other required to complete, of course, the woodwork challenge. But that's not going to get you a taste of the prize pool.
Nick Beast has that one off the side of a riser collecting. Defsy, that one uses his car as almost a backboard ring, a flip reset. He didn't get it, I guess. It looked like he did and had all the momentum in the world, but instead just gonna pull out the Demolition Crew and remove Defsy from the pitch. A riser opting to leave that one for Ringa. They need a goal in this last 30 seconds. Ringa gets a piece of it. Nick Beast jumping for Happy to just buy any sort of time, stall out this clock. It is in their favor after all. Good chip forward, just trying to get this one out of their hands of RIV. Any sort of delay in possession. Oh, this is dangerous though. It ricochets, it pinballs. Velocity gets a shot on, motion gets the save. This clock continues to tick down. There's no boost on the side of RIV. Ringa does finally have some. A riser won't get the touch though. And after the first game loss, the first battle loss that we can equate to the Battle of Lowestoft, where the Dutch Navy suffered the worst defeat in its history, losing 30% of its entire fleet and personnel. They went to the drawing board. They redesigned their tactics and command structures in the Second Anglo-Dutch War, coming out on top here in the second go-around in battle number 2.
Well, I hope we didn't lose 30% of our men before we head into game 3. That would
definitely just doesn't play next game.
just doesn't show up. That would definitely be something that we did not account for here. I do see they don't have a substitute list either, so that would be quite an awful way to head into game 3. But RAV in game 2, flogged by the men with clogs. The Anglo-Dutch War finally being able to bring this one back, and overall, it has been an electric series so far. And that goal from motion, I mean, we've just got to give it that extra bit of credit. A tap off the ceiling, able to catch that one across as well for the second touch to put it into the top half of the goal. Not many goals like that you see all too often, but this is just what the Redirect Monthly simply can bring you. It's top competition, and a monthly which has been growing monthly after monthly after monthly. If you have a team, if you want to get yourselves to the top, this is the place to be. This is to where you can get yourself tested outside of the RLCS. RAV versus Anglo-Dutch War. It is game number 3 to try and take the lead and put yourself on match points.
Both these teams hoping to break the stalemate that they're in. Motion connecting Nick Beast. Nick Beast down to Defsy. He's a little bit too far out in front of him, but he'll collect and go off the corner with a redirect. Centering for nobody. Not on the same page. I think boost totals were a little bit low on the other 2 defenders, so I like the vision. It was a very clean, put together passing play all the way down. Just couldn't execute at the very end. Ringa along the backboard. Going coast to coast, almost traveling along the world. I mean, these fights took place in the North Sea, the English Channel, North America, West Africa, East Indies, the Guyanas, and even the Caribbean. So we are worldwide here, and showing that right now as we travel up and down the pitch. Riser can't get there. Oh, what a miss! Oh, Dempsey can't hit the open net.
Oh, my goodness.
And motion makes up for it.
Oh, and you can't see it. But my hands are on my face from that miss from Dempsey. What was that all about? It was a big mistake in defense as well to even allow that shot to come across. But Motion, he's been so solid in this series. Had a fantastic game too, and he's looking to continue that form in the third. Another attack comes across here for second Anglo-Dutch war, but Ringer will catch him quick on the counter. That one bouncing off the back wall. Dempsey required. He doesn't make a mistake this time. I tell you what, great at getting the ball wide of the sticks. Unfortunately, he's shown that in both ends.
Ringer looking to grab that mid boost, but the ball ends up on the opposite side of the field from where he was. So we see him flying there now. A good challenge by Nick Beast, denying that opportunity. Motion. Touch towards the corner. Jumping over one, little hopscotch on the way through. Nick Beast, that's not the touch they want. Motion has to back check and get in the way. Ringer just trying to cause any sort of commotion. Now it's a ton of players with no control in the air, like they're in zero gravity, no boost, no way to get any sort of angular momentum going. Ring a good 50. Riser able to sink in, and Motion has to use the ceiling for a brief reprieve. Riser can't hit the target, but they're still collapsing. Motion gets another touch out, a good pinch forward. Riser collecting 1, 2, 3 touches, still holding the flip. The opts not to use it. Defty beats all three with one touch and has an open net to look at. All of a sudden, it is a massive swing, and this is what we're looking at for the second Anglo-Dutch war.
Oh my goodness.
They might as well be planning for the War of Devolution here, Pigasus.
Absolutely, and this is the historical accuracy you asked for here on the redirect monthlies. This is why we bring Quanzek back. This is the talent he can bring to a desk, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm a maths major. I know none of this. I got that all done out in GCSE level. Anything past that, absolutely useless. So I tell you what, I'm taking notes. I'm learning something today. One of those lessons has been, you can never count out these three players. Devsy, Nick Beast, and Motion have looked just stronger, if anything, as the series has continued. That first game still was relatively close between the two rosters, but this second and third, they've really taken it to another level. They look very likely to put themselves on match point. Devsy back on the ball yet again. It was a counter-attack that he was able to pick up on the ground that got themselves that second goal. It won't be a similar story this time, just less boost of the tank, and teammates able to take this one over as a result of it. Motion back into the corner, but it's a good beat here coming from Ariza. Devsy wants it for himself yet again. Bells from the boost to pick up the ball himself. Unfortunately, they'll concede it to an opponent. Ariza sends that one wide, and it's just wasteful here from RIV once they have this space. Ringer looking to take advantage, but again, they had their chance. They just couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time now. Father Time not on their sides and looking for a third right now. Our second Anglo-Dutch war. Motion. Good collecting touch. Has the flip. Uses it. Oh! My gosh! Bang! Motion! That was an absolute thing of beauty. So much so that I won't be throwing in a reference. I'm just going to let that sit there in all of its glory. What a brilliant mechanical play.
Glimmer and glam as he got that one across. That is another goal contending for goal of the day. Currently, both of the entrants are Motion at the moment. Maybe we can slip in my cheeky little flip reset on borderless. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a goal, but it was a nice little play. Dempsey, though, back on the ball here in the backcourt, looking to get something for himself. It is blocked out. His Motion yet again, waiting in this corner. Velocity knows how much danger this player can bring. Tried to bump him away from the play. It's multiple touches. coming off that back wall to send that one corner to the corner. No one was ready there infield to get that one across. It's Nick B's turn here with the flip reset. Ringer able to get that save. It is back to motion. Ariza doesn't give him the space and time. They've fallen for that one before, but now with 10 seconds left on the clock, and we can see that a raw one there on the goal line for RAV. This one is certainly over. Ariza wants it to be over. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you in Game 4 with the second Anglo-Dutch War, of course, on match point.
Yeah, very crucial victory here for them. And if you're watching at home, maybe public opinion of the war is fading if you're on the side of RIV. England as a country was broke when they first started the war, couldn't really field a big enough navy and or pay their sailors. And it only adds insult to injury with this game victory here for the Second Anglo-Dutch War over a period of 18 months from 1665 to 1666. London was hit by a Great Plague and the Fire of London, already running dry their limited money supply. And not just that, the public opinion turned on them. So RIV need to find a way to get themselves back in it and get themselves into a game number 5. Pegasus, I appreciate your studiousness and your note-taking ability. It makes me very happy.
Your note-taking ability makes you oh wait, that wasn't one of them. That wasn't one of them. Hold on a minute. We're loading into a game, ladies and gentlemen. It is time here for Game 4, Second Anglo-Dutch War. Of course, sitting here on match points. Will they get themselves all the way into the grand final, or will RIV, the second seed, stand in their way? We have kickoff.
Riser. Along that corner motion. It's a possession touch, but this could actually lead to danger. Good bump there by Devsy. This one canceled by Nick Beast. Devsy trying to race there. They'll do just that. Followed up by Nick Beast. This one, trying for it all. Riser gets a piece, and Devsy giving that over unintentionally to Ringa. Good flip reset. Has a Riser. Can't make contact. Velocity can, though. Step into it now. It's Devsy weighing for it is motion. We've seen him capitalize from the same spot on the wall. Velocity gonna make sure that doesn't happen yet again. But early attempts here from the Second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 1667. They are coming out hungry. They don't want to attempt a game 5, and we've seen a couple of mechanical looks from them already here, Pegasus.
Absolutely, and this ball will go out to Ringer. Has options for the second charge. Riser backwards to the play, but still able to keep it central. Those were criticisms we had in the first series of the day. They simply haven't matched up in the second. They're looking a lot better within that regard, but still, Second Anglo-Dutch War have been such tough opponents. Motion able to bring this one forward, and when you want to talk about tough opponents, I feel like that's going to be your first name coming to mind. Defsy, though, not too far behind his teammate, neither is Nick Bees. This is just such a solid roster we see ahead of us. Motion, though, beaten to this play by Ariza. Defsy, 0 boost of a tank, but still so cool, calm, and collected to bring that one across. It was the tightest of margins between getting back to a safe corner and, of course, getting himself an own goal, but they've done well to do so. Still, though, not out of the woods yet. It's a low boost defense. Velocity, I feel like, it's actually helped Nick Beast out there to pick up some pace to get those wall dashes and get this ball across. It's been a miss there coming on the back wall. Motion will send it low, but Velocity, good save to get this one out. First chance is being thrown in here by the Second Anglo-Dutch War.
Yeah, they're trying and trying, Second Anglo-Dutch War, to break through. They just cannot do so. The 4 days battle is what we're watching right now. A deadlock stalemate where neither one can really break through, and the Dutch have a plan to land in Kent or Essex following a victory at sea right now, but because the Dutch fleet can't break through to the River Thames to provide passage, they're going to have to sit tight. The Dutch Marine Corps in the side of the Second Anglo War, lying in the waits, ready to pounce. It was created during this time frame, specifically for this purpose, for amphibious battles. And they're still knocking on the door. Nick Beast One touch into the corner. When was the last time RIV even left their half? It may be now. And that's after a minute and a half of extended. It is a brutal throw. And despite everything they've built up for, all it takes is one error. And all of a sudden, RIV, they've been granted a gift here, Pegasus.
Didn't take much cannon fire for that mistake there. From the second Anglo-Dutch war, RIV gifted an opportunity back into this series. It's late into the game as well. 3 minutes past. It's just the final 2. And Anglo-Dutch war, if they want it done in 4, they need to react now. Velocity. Bring this ball back forward. Motion doesn't make a connection. That's a rare mistake coming from him. Nick Beast sends this one towards the wall. Motion back on. Ariza will collect that corner boost. Well, I have actually just gotten some news here from the main man himself. And actually, these two teams have faced each other before here today. This is a rematch. They perhaps had the first Anglo-Dutch war. This is the second. And RIV actually swept this team 2-0 in the upper semis. Currently, this is a series of revenge for our orange side. The other team that currently sit on match points, but that could swing its way across again. Back to RIV unless Motion has anything to say about it yet again. That one sneaks its way through. It is another touch of mechanical excellence coming from the Englishman.
That ball sat on the goal line for so long. I thought there was a chance it was going to get sent the opposite way, but second Anglo-Dutch war of 1665 to 1667. Able to find that equalizer, but they're not done yet. We see them looking initially here off the kickoff. This one taken by Ringer. It's dangerous in front. I don't know what just happened. It hit like 4 different cars, 2 posts, and somehow that ball stays out. Motion has to get a booming clear. He has somebody with full take a boost. It's not Nick Beast, but they have enough. It's a pinch in the corner with Motion of all people. Who gets
Hold on.
Now on an island is the defense, but the rotation able to get there. Nick Beast helped forward by his own teammate. Will they get anything done here in the waning seconds of this game? Defsy into the midfield, but there's no one there. Nick Beast off the sidewall. It's dropped down, and we overtime in game number 4. Looking to force a game number 5 is RIV here.
Desperate for the goal. It is survive, sink, or swim, whatever you want to call it. Here in overtime, the second Anglo-Dutch war would love to turn this around now. They can feel that momentum swing starting to go against them, and Velocity looking to plant it. Motion makes that save, and it's a touch from Ringer here, which will find a riser. Nick Beast gets physical, gets aggressive here in these trying times. Motion waiting for that corner boost to spawn, and it never does. Nick Beast sends it one over. Defsy back on Motion, still looking for a lick of boost. He finally manages to grab that back left. It's Motion yet again. We know how special he is once he's got some in the tank. That one, though, not going to cause too much challenge, but hold on. This one, straight over the top is Velocity, and it's going to be the second Game 5 of the broadcast, and RIV return for revenge.
Hazza's getting his run here in this monthly number 19. Our second game number 5. We've had several overtimes along the way. It feels like if you were somehow able to flip a 3-sided coin, this victory could go to any of the 1, 2, or 3 seeds. But for now, it is RIV and the Anglo-Dutch War, the second one, that is, of 1665 to 1667. I will say this. That war ended in a stalemate. We cannot tie. We have a Game 5 underway. One of these teams has to move on. There will not be a Treaty of Breda signed. There will not be concessions. There will no be... Look, I'm so flustered I can't even speak. There will not be the looming fear of the growing power of France overshadowing this war. Game number 5 underway. Maybe this time it's actually Champions Field, where we can get a champion done. We did it. Good job, Hazza.
Oh, look at this beautiful stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Banners flying across of champions before, players looking to absorb all the history that this pitch possesses and the history that one of these team names possesses as well. It's a time to rewrite it. RIV have already taken a victory off this team today. It was a sweep in the upper semis, but this is the lower finals. The stakes are higher. A ticket, $2,000, a piece of the prize pool. Let's get this party started. Champions Field awaits.
Yeah, there's a lot more to play in this game than there was previously. Defsy has to catch up to this ball. I thought that was on target, but he will end up clearing that one off the backboard, but he can't get the save there. And RIV coming out with an opener. Defsy doing all that they can, but there's just no help. Nobody making contact with that shot before it is fired at the net. And RIV, they came back to win in overtime to force a game 5, and they're not looking to slow down anytime soon.
Defsy, waiting in defense, here is our but Nick Beast is able to bring this one across. He'll just go alone to get this one out to motion. He is an option as well for the infield pass. Ariza does well to stop all 6 plays temporarily. Very little in the tank, and the one player who did just ended off a pitch there by Defsy. Motion awaits this one, but Ariza able to just tap that one over. It is Defsy yet again. Good first touch, but Velocity will keep his way onto this. Velocity again. Looks to convert this one forward. Motion pops this one high. We've seen what mechanics he has of a tank here. This one will just be used to land the bump. It has to be physical in this final game. You have to give it your absolute all. Kitchen sink. How about the oven? How about the washing machine? We don't have utility rooms here in the UK. Ariza back on the ball. Defsy able to tip that one out. It's Nick Beast yet again. Velocity back across. Ringer looking for his second. And oh my goodness, Quan, allow me to take a breath.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to throw it to each other in this game. This is the fastest we've seen the pace of play at any point in today's tournament on stream. Nick Beast trying to do what they can to break out of this corner. We're just cycling here over and over. The Second Anglo-Dutch War cannot seem to break out, and they are struggling right now to get going here. Finally, into the other end. Motion working his way through Velocity, but back the other way comes a riser. Nick Beast will get the save after that shot opportunity. Motion gets a piece of it. It has help along there in the corner, but they are just kind of on top of each other more than doing any real benefit. Velocity gets a piece of it in exchange for his body. What a dunk by Nick Beast. It opens up the field, but bumps on the opposite end mean they have to respect this defensively. Defsy gets a piece. It's a double commit, but for now, they've avoided a second goal.
And that's a 50-50, which will spill back to the center. There was a slow clash between 2 players there to try and find themselves this advantage. Either way, RIV will just be happy to play for 50s, happy to run down this clock. They do sit themselves in the lead as they look to continue what would be a comeback victory. Motion does get a perfect first touch. Will not be able to collect the second, and Nick Beast wanted to take over, almost snuck its way through. It was quick reaction time there from the RIV defense. This feels like a game still up in the air. The 1-goal lead here from RIV doesn't feel enough to tempt me forwards. Still left to be decided as we enter the final 100 seconds. It's Motion back on the ball, shut down by 3 panicked defenders on the side of RIV. More saves coming across here from Velocity. This is the high-octane action you tune in for. What a save by Defsy. Ringer back on, and Nick Beast is there.
Bro, what is that sequence? Defsy got bumped into a save. Oh my goodness! It's a crossbar just like it was on the opposite end. And they can't find an equalizer. They hang on by a thread defensively. but attacking-wise, they still have not been able to break down the wall. Motion, retreating, and we've seen this happen a lot on the side of the second Anglo-Dutch War. They're on top of each other. They're double committing. It looks like the invasion of the Bishop of Munster. It is a cluster. They're not organized. They're disoriented. They're overwhelmed. But with 45 seconds left, they need to find their footing. They need to find their confidence in order to give themselves a chance in this game. That's not
that could be it.
Long-range sniper goal, and that is a crucial insurance opportunity with only 35 seconds left on the clock.
And you can start to see those white flags being put on their masts. 35 seconds until this game is potentially over, unless we see a miracle. A final onslaught here from the Second Anglo-Dutch War. Motion looks to play it across here to Nickbeast. Ringer. Redvat play way ahead of time, but Defc Snipe looking for that top corner will be blocked here by Ariza. Defc yet again had a teammate across who couldn't quite find the connection. You can see that clock whittling down and as every second goes across, it's a more and more favorable chance here for RIV to find themselves back into that grand finals, back with another rematch today. This time it will be against LLHonved in a weighted best of 7 away from their favor. Anglo-Dutch War won a few battles, but RIV won the war.
They've booked their ticket into the grand finals, into a payday, into a rematch. Second Anglo-Dutch War, you played well. You set yourselves up to win the series. Just couldn't execute in that game 4 and 5. I mean, we saw an overtime. We saw a very close game number 5. Both of these teams have lots to be proud of. I do want to thank the Second Anglo-Dutch War of 1665 to 1667 for the most entertaining cast I think I've ever done in my career. And hey, this may not be the last time you guys see each other, because in 1672, the Third Anglo-Dutch War is going to happen. So we can look forward to a future rematch in a future Redirect Monthly, because hey, this is the history repeats itself. It's on paper here. About 6 years from now, you guys will be at it yet again. But for now, we'll jump to a break. We'll get things situated for our grand finals. It is a rematch between LLHonved and RIV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to
One moment to escape. It will take your mood. When you're walking on the moon. Walking on the moon. Chase your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance again, that I've never been, that I've never been, that I've never, ever, never, ever, never been.
Walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. It will set your mood. When you're walking on the moon.
Walking on the moon.
Taste your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance that I've never been, that I've never been, that I've never, ever, never,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Redirect 3v3 monthly number 19. History class is over and now it's time to make some of it. Welcome to the grand finals where RIV have found themselves in their second rematch of the day. They were victorious, of course, in the lower bracket, but this is where it all counts. In the grand final with a 1-game disadvantage against them in this best of 7 versus LLHonved. Quanzek, I'm so excited to see this one go underway.
Yeah, it should be very exciting. We have a rematch in what was a very close Game 5 series between both these teams initially. I do think that very handedly, Honved had the greater pressure, the greater possession of that ball throughout almost the entirety of the series. It was just RIV's capitalization on those transitions, on those counters that really led to them winning more than anything else. So we will see what that looks like headed into our grand finals here. Best of 7, 1-game advantage over to Honved, so they will start with a little bit of a benefit, a boon in their pocket, and some more room to work with. It's always great when you're playing a best of 5 and your opponent's playing a best of 7.
Yeah, of course, it does make the job that much tougher. We've seen so many times before here on these Redirect monthlies, the team coming from the upper brackets going on to take that victory. We've had 2 Game 5s so far today, and I don't know why the players keep leaving and rejoining.
It looks like we had one player missing from the lobby, I think is what it was.
Oh, there we go. Well, they're all here now. We do have the grand finals underway. We saw Champions Field for the upper and lower finals. RAV will be looking to re-enter that position, of course. If they manage to do so, it'd be a very impressive feat on its own, but ultimately they have guaranteed themselves £30 off that £100 prize pool. If you want an extra 40, you have to take this victory. You have to get the Revenge Series win on LLHonved, but with them being the first seed and you being the second is not going to be an easy feat.
And we've seen how the story's played out already between these two teams, and while it was a Game 5, I'm going to reiterate what I said in the pregame, it looked to be more in LLHonved's favor, and that's exactly what we're going to see here to open things up. But Baba just going to let that ball fall, and Mr. gets the better of that 50, slots that one to the bottom right corner of the net, and LLHonved not missing a step after they had a fairly long break. It was a very long best of 5 series that we had previously. So they've managed to stay warm and they're looking poised.
And it was a messy upper finals as well from both of these sides. We saw some shocking mistakes coming from RIV, especially from Game 3 onwards. That definitely threw some of those games away to LLHonved. And well, as a result, you can see at the top of the screen that field blue block. They do have that 1-game advantage here in this best of 7. And well, they did look a lot stronger, of course, in lowers against a team which, you know, were a very hard team to face themselves. Motion especially was having the series of his life there. He was very mechanical, and I think it just goes to show how much of a step up we saw from RIV to be able to shut them down. So hopefully they can have a cleaner grand finals and we can have a more professional series here on our hands.
Professional is a key word. Let's stick around, everybody. Let's play the series to the finish. It is the grand finals after all, and you're playing for a significantly better payday. 2.33 repeating, of course, times more. Riser collecting this one over the top of one, has enough boost to make a play. Look at that bump midair, but they can't capitalize. They hit the crossbar twice, 3 times in a row. How has that not gone in, Pegasus?
Okay, I've never called out a player so unprofessionally in my career, but Velocity, what were you doing? Any other touch ringer will show you how it's done. Back to equal, and it felt like that goal should have happened 15, 20 seconds before, whatever that was. Let's hope that was a bit of a flash in the pan. RIV showed us more what they were made of in that lower finals and brought it here into grands. Back to some high-level gameplay.
Yeah, let's hope it stays here because that sequence was one that, you would see in some sort of Rocket League ranked-all that gets posted of just, some weird, uncharacteristic whiffs coming out. But hey, they got the goal regardless. That's all that matters. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And looking for their second right now will be Bababa, not able to connect. Mister off the sidewall towards the net, actually, and Ringa has to get forward on that save, and what would have otherwise been a ball that was just headed towards his own net without much fear. This one dangerous though on the back end, flick forward. Riser deals with that one. Fighting for it now. It's a 50 into the midfield. Ringer, that's okay. I thought it wasn't the touch he wanted, but hey, he was nifty on that flip in order to get back there, and it's both these teams now playing in more of a neutral position. They've gotten their own star-studded goal, and I think they're just fighting to not make an error, the one that would be grievous at this stage in the game.
Yeah, just like in that upper finals, it felt like a lot of mistakes really dictated the result of that series. It doesn't look like it is, completely up to that fashion in this grand finals alone. Big bump there landing by a Riser. Returning there to Messer. We do see two players collected there at the front post. One demo comes across. Messer cannot let that ball go over him. There was no one behind him who was going to be able to pick up from the pieces. It was Machine who instead decided to position himself high, and you can see him reap the rewards of that with that forward play. However, really well done to turn it around here from RIV. That one finds the target, doesn't challenge the defense too much, however. Now it's Bibba looking to go coast to coast. Great control on it, but Riser will send this one back out wide. Machine trying to find the center yet again. Mister can't get a touch. It's Machine yet again, corner to corner himself. He's hungry for this goal here in regulation. That one will drop from the waterfall and ultimately lead to nothing. A counter thrown back by RIV.
It's just a Riser all alone, though. He's the lone soldier trying to make some sort of play happen. Ringa, not the touch that they wanted, but handled candidly by a Riser. This one's dangerous, though. It's a triple commit, but Mister's on the opposite side from where that ball rebounded out to. Dangerous in front. The Baba, good 50. Another 50 by Ringa, and he will be the lockdown, the stalwart on defense to not enable that offense to come deeper. A Riser now off the corner. It's a shot attempt, but Baba denies it at the last second. And it's a grand finals with an overtime in game number 1 here, Pegasus.
And remember, RIV looking to neutralize this weighted best of 7 into a best of 5 in this overtime, but Machine looking to increase that advantage. It was nicely played there off the corner. Demos coming out absolutely everywhere. Only sees Bibba as the final standing player here for LLHonved. Mester back on. This one coming off the ceiling. It's an easy challenge here for a Rider. That second one, though, not just as simple. Velocity looking for the top corner. Bibba again. Vital save coming from him, and a defensive demo is placed in to try and weaken the offensive pressure they are able to face. Still not much boost of the tanks off these blue cars. Another demo coming in here. This time it's orange onto blue, but Bibba, regardless, breaks his way across, and the defensive powerhouse forces through Ringer on the other side.
I didn't think that's such a weird interaction to me.
Wow.
Congrats to Bababa. Very great shot there. But I did not see enough space between his and Ringa's car for Ringa to make contact with that ball, for to make it back out to Bababa, and for Bababa to get another piece of it cleanly, by the way. Ringa not making any contact whatsoever to put that one into the net to end overtime. Wow. I would love to watch that replay from a different angle, because visually it looked like there was no space, but that 50 found space, and that space was into the back of RIV's net. So LLHonved haven't missed a beat. The series between these two teams also has not changed. There are more one-goal games that we're seeing time and time again, but with the game advantage that LLHonved came in with, and as we're moving into effectively game number 3, that 2-game advantage, massive in a best of 7.
Absolutely, and Bibba such a fantastic way to open up the grand finals. 7 shots, 2 goal contributions, and I believe it was 4 saves alongside that. Every single blade of grass he seemed to dominate. If they do go on to win this grand finals, there's going to be a player there we know to credit. But on this beautiful stadium, Forbidden Temple, we do have game 3. RAV in desperate need of a game win. Will this be the stadium of which they do it, or will they be looking for a best of 7 reverse sweep? That's left to be decided. Quanzek, we are underway.
We are, and you know, I'm going to side with you here. This is one of my favorite arenas in the entire game. I was really devastated when whoever it was found that weird error in the corner and had to leave the pro rotation for like a year.
Ruining it for the rest of us.
And really devastating. It's such a pretty map to look at, and especially one to play on as we're underway here in game number 3. But Baba has a man lying in the weights in Mista. Gonna flip reset and keep it for himself, and Mista just almost trying to body block his way through, but Velocity goes through him in order to get to the ball, and this is a shot on. Mr. has to correct himself, course correct, way earlier than what he would have anticipated. Ringa just going to loft that forward so he can grab the full boost. Dipsy doodling around 1, cutting in field for Velocity. Man at the point of contact. Now the ball onto the back it goes. This one, dangerous, but Mr. going to take over, do what they can to be a nuisance on 0 boost.
And Bibba decides to bail away from that play, but that just allows the Riser a free shot. That one rebounding off the crossbar and early warnings. Coming up against LLHonved here. They really haven't had much of the ball so far, and if you're going to make these second decisions, you're going to be punished eventually, and Velocity, the player to inflict it.
How many times have we seen Velocity connect on that exact play? He's always the person in the midfield receiving that pass and getting a redirect shot into a very well-placed position of the net. When those plays aren't happening and he has a more wide open look at the net, he's been tend to miss today. Believe it or not, we've seen a couple brutal open net misses, but when he is redirecting off an infield pass, it's routine work for him. He's like a machine finding the back of the net every single time, and that is what enables RIV to be in the driving seat here in game number 3.
Velocity back on, uses his flip well to stay tight. Won't be looking for that flip reset. That Bumble just have to do. Ringer off the back wall. It's a Riser hunting for that top corner. He really wanted to place it. At that point, you've just got to get it on target. Ringer back on, looking to cut it inside. Velocity was waiting, but as was for defense, with plenty of time to prepare themselves. Now it's a Riser with the flip reset. Taps it over 1. And I did actually get word from someone in chat. It is Master who made the save, and with how he's been playing today, I see why they call him that.
Not Mr. Master. Wow. That, you know, works either way. My assumption was Mr., but hey, this one, I'm gonna stick with it. Coined $M. That one just ends up on his hood. It's dropped on a rope almost by Bababa. Really easy for Meshin to connect with that one. A long rolling ball, but the pace of it just too much to keep up with. But hey, they're gonna give it right up off the kickoff. Ringa reading that one off of a weird 50 here. And have you noticed that kickoff it's almost every kickoff from LLHonved, they're sending 2 as if it's a bot kickoff. I find that really interesting.
Yeah, I've started to see the odds.
High-level thanks, guys. I appreciate that. The second I make a comment about what you're doing strategy-wise, you do the complete opposite. Like,
you don't know what you're talking about, Quanzek. I don't know what you mean. I didn't see it there. Oh, good save there coming from Masterman. I have seen a few teams do this every now and again very recently. I just feel like it's been another one to add to the playbook. I'm wondering if they're both trying to go as fast as possible, if one is slightly delayed. I don't completely know what the idea is behind it, but I tell you what, I am interested, and I think Johnny Boy certainly would be very proud. He's been asking for kickoff strategies for what is it, like 2 or 3 years now at this point, probably more.
Yeah,
Something
there's only really
ridiculous.
been 2 in the rotation ever for RLCS, so it is cool to see some other ones mixed in there. It is a point of nuance that I feel like just hasn't really been explored in the game, but Riser going to explore the back of the net, get his own goal. That's 1 apiece for every member of RIV, and they look much better this game than they have at any other point today.
Absolutely. This has been their strongest game so far. They have been so solid. Yes, they conceded that first goal, and it felt a little bit uncharacteristic for what we've seen in the rest of the time so far. If he is able to hold on to all of those talents for the rest of the series, we could definitely see this one flip across. Ariza back on the ball, does well to get this one out, and they just look so calm, so coordinated. There's so much intention in every single touch of a play, which I think was certainly missing in those upper finals. And it's good to see a team to be able to turn themselves around, especially once that pressure is increased and the nature of the format all of a sudden swings against them. Well, it'll be interesting to see how they'll be able to build off the back of it as this continues. Will they be able to keep it up? Ringer looking to give me an answer, but Machine clears that one out.
Master stepping to that one there. Master again. That one. Oh, dangerous. That could have been the token that made the domino that began to fall for the comeback. But not able to find the back of the net. He's going to hit the post. Mentioned demoed, and Bababa, I mean, it's a good touch, but you can't waste that much time at this point. You need 2. Mentioned hoping for 1 here. Can't get it past velocity. Master off the corner. Ringer gonna boom it down. It's just formalities at this point. A very crucial game win for RIV given the state of the series. They draw it to 1 game, and it's, you gotta be wiping the sweat off your brow, because the alternative if you didn't win this one is you have to come back and reverse sweep. So this could be a massive momentum swing if RIV can come out in the same manner that they did. Look at the shot differential. Look at the saves forced here. There's a lot to be had or said about how RIV bounced back in this game number 3.
And I called it before this game began that this was a must-win for RIV. Like you just mentioned, I feel like a reverse sweep is simply too much to ask for. And now if you're looking at simply the played games between these teams in the grand finals, it is all square. Of course, that 1 game advantage just comes across qualification through the upper bracket here for LLHonved, and that should send some alarm bells ringing, especially after that last game performance where RIV were the stronger team, and I would have to say it felt like by quite some difference. Honved could not quite keep up with them. They couldn't quite understand what kind of plays they were going to be going for. RIV really kept them on their toes, and like I said before, this isn't what we saw from RIV in the upper finals. They were so predictable. They were just booming the ball forward. They were giving it away constantly to Honved, and the defensive mistakes they were making. My goodness, glad to see those not return here in the grand finals, because with how it stands at the moment, I'm wondering if we will actually catch ourselves into a Champions Field series.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done before we get that point. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But RIV, I think they found the blueprint. And if they can execute on what we just saw from them, I mean, they dominated every third of the pitch. Offensive, defensive, and neutral. They were there. They were on top of it. They were fast. They were connecting on those plays and shutting down anything from happening from LLHonved. It was a big swing and a new look to this team that we haven't seen yet today. If there's more to that, then I think you're right that we could end up on Champions Field and not whatever the other map was. I wish I had Utopia Coliseum, maybe that was, but some updated version of it. But the Hazard may have a few choice words for me regarding that. In the meanwhile, it's mentioned hoping to be the driving force, toeing the line for his team to be the difference maker, to set his team up to continue the pace that they had in game number 3, and that could be it will be the loftiness of that ball. It's like a caressing touch with how gentle that went in. but at just the right angle and speed, a very, very mechanical play that will probably be overshadowed by, oh yeah, he just hit the ball and scored. No, that's a very mechanical play.
Yeah, that's one that requires some experience in the game to really appreciate the full beauty of that shot going across, and it's exactly what LLHonved needed as well in this game, was to take the lead early, because the last game really fell away from their favor, and we speak about how important the mental aspect of Rocket League truly is. I feel like that was one that really helped recover it for this team, as did this defense, and here he is again, the goal machine to get the second goal here. He's in full force here in the grand finals, and RIV with a lot to fix up there. It was a very overly aggressive offense there, and still with all those 3 players forward not making the contact to the ball, which they should be.
Yeah, I mean, Velocity cheated up really deep there. Or, sorry, not okay, well, you know what? That goal came and went. I get it, Bababa. I apologize. Master just plays that ball forward, and the defense nowhere to be found. Bababa, that'll be the easiest goal he'll find this tournament. And, you know, we were saying what RIV, they had the blueprint. They just need to execute. They've done a 180. They're going in the opposite direction. It is 1 step forward and 2 steps back, as they're now down 3-0 and only a minute and a half into this game number 4. Make it 5.
Back.
Oh,
What a save there from Master. Riser looking to send a second shot across. It'll be Bababa to go over, but oh my goodness. Team bump there coming from Machine. Did set off the alarm bells there, but all 3 players have been able to recover themselves and position well for the following defense. Master looking to create some kind of counter-attack from it. Instead, they're going to have to face the one here from RIV. Great interception coming across, and Master will get another touch. It's Bababa. Oh, whoa, what a bump there coming from Master. Couldn't pop that one on target, that one. Just looping over. It's another one of those balls that are deceivingly difficult compared to how it would look from a spectator. Very well could have been 4-0 scores on the doors. Instead, we do remain with this 3-goal difference just as we approach that halfway point, and RIV with a lot to show. This has been significantly disappointing compared to what we saw in the last game. Ariza looking to turn it around, however, and this has to be the start.
Yeah, you were the dad that was disappointed in their son for a second, and Arizer's just trying to get any sort of sentence that sounds remotely close to "I'm proud of you" out of you. The second you were saying, you know what, we should expect more, he says, "Bet, I'm gonna go score right now." It's a start. Oh, that could have been something there. They're still looking for 2 more. We've seen the offense come out. That double command is going to help, but they gotta actually hit the back of the net. There's time to do so, though. 2 minutes. The Riser looking for Ringer now looking for Velocity. Master able to get there just in time, and that one will fall flat. They had a couple good looks in that sequence, but won't find the back of the net. And for a team that still needs 2 more, you got to convert on those opportunities when you have them.
Absolutely, and this Ringer trying to bring it across here to Ariza, and oh, that's a good touch to follow. Baba plenty of boost on his own back corner. Left to sweep this one forward. This one will just lay its way out to Machine. Velocity. Oh, lets that one fly away. Master just wants to keep some semblance of field domination here. But Velocity, counter punch thrown across. Machine sends it back. Ping pong play between these 2 teams, and that's a huge miss coming out as we're approaching that final minute, and I fear that this mistake is going to be the dagger in this game. LLHonved are looking to get themselves on match points.
There might have been a world where I believe it was a Riser on that sidewall who was grabbing the mid boost. I thought I heard 2 noises of the ball. I thought it was just a whiff at first, but I think it might have hit the wall and then went off him, so it came off at such a sharper angle than it would have otherwise. Don't quote me on that, but the end result is still a goal up for LLHonved and what I believe at this point to be an insurmountable lead based off of what we've seen. Even if they do get one, maybe even two here, I don't think they're getting all three, but I mean, it's just a matter of time. 30 seconds, they need a goal every 10, and that's not going to help. I'm going to write this one off. Prove me wrong. Make me eat my words. I would love to see it because it'd be quite the comeback. But LLHonved positioning themselves up for multiple opportunities at a series point, a tournament point, and 40 more quid in their pocket. Are you proud of me, Hazard?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Well.
I heard Hazza say he's proud of you as well, but I feel like this game is going back into that conversation. I feel like I have every single Redirect monthly. I've had it with you, of course, Quanzek. I've had it with Ground Zero. About that, the difference between game management and series management. You could tell in that final minute that the mission changed here, and they were just looking to pick up some momentum to head into that next game with. That potentially has been shut down by missions. Surely closing goal here in this game. Previously, it was going to be RIV taking that final stand with that goal from Ringer. But 4 seconds left on the clock. It's felt like a victory lap for quite some time now. Well, it's going to be back to the drawing board here for RIV. Well, I don't even think really back to the drawing board, Quan. We know what they have to do to win. Just simply what they did in the game before. They've just got to put it together. They've just got to be consistent. Something changed there. I don't know what it was with the players. I mean, we could just see the complete drop in gameplay. It was lethargic in that opening minute.
Yeah.
All that intention they had, they were just lazily hitting the ball around. It was disappointing to see. And I really want to see them just bring that back in that next game.
Yeah, no, I'm completely there with you. We had a game, and one that was won in dominating fashion by RIV. They outshot their opponents nearly 2-1. They were forcing a ton of saves. Almost everything was on target. There was none of that in this game. They looked slow out the gates. They're getting beat to every ball. Lethargic is a perfect word. Very laissez-faire with the way they were going about the game, going about the pitch. And they were punished for it. I mean, you can't do that against a team like LLHonved and hope to come out on top. So set the tone, set it early, because you got to take this one game at a time at this point. LLHonved, 3 opportunities to put this series to bed and wrap up our monthly number 19 over here at Redirect. We'll see. I think the first minute and a half of this game is going to determine who is going to win.
Absolutely. Utopia Coliseum is underway. To gladiators await on either side. We're looking to see RIV return to their former glory. We had a game before where it felt like it was decided in the first minute and a half with the head start that LLHonved were able to give themselves. Looking to turn that on their head. Here's RIV with this early defense, looking to get it across. Master has one teammate that he's bought some time for to pick up that corner boost and get across, but Velocity looking for those top corners yet again, like we saw in the lower finals. But Meshin will not go down this easily.
No, and you know this team has something to play for. They have something to prove. And hopefully we get a game that's close so that, you know, if they are disappointed, they don't leave the pitch yet again in rather unfavorable circumstances. Master pinching that one forward. Ringa outlet pass, and this has been something that's been so prevalent for this team time and time again. RIV looking to connect with each other on the way out. Master doing what he can. He's all alone, has no help. That one is just going to be forced forward as best as Mention can with the 0 boost. But now on an island is Bababa, and they're in a 2v1. Ringa looking to remove the defense. Can't get there in time for the ball.
And it was a nice attempt there coming from RIV. You can already see the big step up. Passing plays between them. And it was a very tight angle to take advantage of there for Ariza. Just about couldn't bring that one across. And Honved, no, they've started this game slowly in comparison to their opponents. But if there's anything that they've proven in the upper finals and in this series as well, is that they've got more gears than a 12-wheeler. And we'll just have to see if they can continue to up it here in the grand finals.
Velocity. Not quite the pace they wanted, and that's not going to help. That demo removes what was effectively the last line of defense. And Velocity didn't really have an option with that boost total, and then had to guide his way through a smoke screen. It is an impossible situation if you are in the cockpit of that car trying to dictate what play to make. And LLHonved, we've seen them capitalize on these mistakes constantly, and there's another one that we can add into the book. Really, they've done very well to establish these long-winded pressures, constant rotations, hunting down demos, and if they can't find the demos, they're grabbing those corner boosts, and it's turning into a nightmare situation for RIV on defense. Master collecting this one off the flip reset, uses it to reset rather quickly and get a bump in the process. Now, fought forward by Master. 1, 2, 3. Didn't get the flip. Can't get the bump. Can't connect. But this is a really aggressive positioning for Mention, but it works out. And this offense still barreling down towards the RIV net. They can't get the insurance goal, but they're looking for it here. Pegasus Mention will be the one to collect. And he has been on point here in this game number, what are we on, 5? I'm so...
It is indeed, my friend. It is game 5 and potentially the last game of the day. 2 minutes is going to have to be the difference here for RIV to try and bring this one back. And Master full to the brim with confidence there in his own corner to send that fake across. But hold on a minute. Ringer with a chance to get this one into velocity. Couldn't get it across, and it's Meshing. Yet again, stealing pinch on target, and Ariza is able to keep it out. Still a 2-goal difference. It is a lot to chase back with what's left on the clock. Ariza needs to get that goal. And RIV are down, but not out. Big counter coming across. Big demo finding the player, and Meshing did not stand a chance.
I think if that one doesn't go into the back of the net, either by way of it being saved or it being redirected too far wide, that might be it for this roster. But they connect when it matters most. They're able to find their rhythm and hopefully kick it into high gear to force an overtime here if you're an RIV fan. Mention grabbing that one and playing it forward to Bababa, but they kind of run into each other, and it forces both of them to flip back around in front of their net, form a wall of Honved. Velocity can't get it around Missa. Sorry, Master. Muscle memory already formed in my head, as you can tell. Bababa collecting that one over the top of Velocity Riser. Oh, that's a hard ball off the sidewall, but all it really accomplishes is giving away possession. Master really just going to give it right back, though, but this boom ball sequence that we found ourselves in favors Honved. They're the one with the lead right now. They can afford to waste the time on the clock.
Riser back on. Perfect first touch in a must-score scenario. Big demo as well, and it's back to equal from velocity. From defense to offense, perfectly works between the three players. A riser across, Ringer with the demo, and Velocity just has to stroke it home. 39 seconds left on the clock, and it is anybody's game, anybody's series here in the grand final.
Did you see that demo by... Uh-oh. Is this
no.
No! Oh my goodness! What's just happened there? It's off the post. Mr. Plays it into his own crossbar, and then the follow-up attempt hits it also off the same crossbar. Okay, hold on. Riser trying to get a bump. They're on their last leg. Honved flat-footed in their own half. Can they at least make it to overtime and reset? They've gotten into the RIV half. Mention beat by Velocity. Master just happy to let this one drop, but Velocity, other plans of mine. Babapa gonna take over full take a boost and just position that car to make sure it drops. That was chaotic. We almost had a wild last second win by RIV, but we're in overtime to decide this series and what is yet to come here, Pegasus.
And when you lose a grand final, there are typically moments that replay in your head and make you think, what if I did something different? If RIV go on to lose. We know the exact play. Meshin doesn't get the touch. Master is there across, was ready to work his way around for the hook shot, couldn't get it on. Ariza, big bum, Ringer though, barely anything left in the tag, but that touch, crucial to get it out of danger temporarily. Ringer takes that corner boost. Master trying to prove to everyone here that he simply did not need it. Ball back across. Master in his own corner, has velocity right in front of him. He'll cut his way around, but Ringer was already prepared to take on that overlap, playing from the corner, looking to find Ariza inside, but Meshin does get that ball out. Ariza wants to be the hero, has to get the second touch, doesn't even get the first on target, and Master gets another save, and this is going to be a huge counter-attack.
Ariza has to do what they can to buy any amount of time. That's not the touch they wanted, but Mention had so much respect that he was playing so much deeper than that off-put touch. Velocity able to collect that one. It's all cross for Ringer. He can't find the angle. It's played over the top of everybody, and Velocity just happy to send it back in and buy some time. Mention called off by Master. Now we'll rise to the occasion yet again. Master has infield pass for Baba. It's a little bit too shallow low, and so that one won't amount to redirect opportunity, but they are establishing some sort of pressure, some swarming offense here. A bunch of locusts just looking to be as annoying as possible and keep them stuck in their own half. Honved beat by a riser, and that is such a crucial clear in what is now setting up to be a multi-minute overtime. That pinch coming down, and now Velocity going to collect this one. The pace has slowed, but I think it just means that both these teams are settling into this new slate and looking for any sort of advantage they can find.
And as that timer increases, as do the heart rates of these 6 players. How's your bottle? Ariza at that front post needs to land these 50-50s perfectly, otherwise he could be sending his team home. Great touches coming across to transition this defense to offense, but Master is waiting to get this one over. Ringer completely thrown away from the play. Velocity knows it's his time to take over. Machine with the save. And this play will continue as we approach the extra 3-minute mark of this overtime. But Baba yet again picking up that corner boost. Sees Velocity in front of him, pick it up of his own. A clash of titans in the center of the pitch. But still we await that 5th goal in this game to decide our winner, potentially the winner of the tournament.
Velocity dropping it down for Ringer. That's such a crucial touch there by Master in order to swoop in. That demo opens up a lot of space, and that wayward, I mean, Master couldn't make contact there on the sidewall. But Baba, what a fantastic defensive play. They don't get nearly enough praise as they should. It's an infield pass.
Big fake
from Mention. He can't get it underneath the top left post, though. The vision was there. He saw the defense looming, decided to take it over the top. Could not sneak it in underneath the bar, but still looking for help. Ringer to the sidewall. Collecting is going to be Master, but he's leaving it for Bababa. It's really awkward for Bababa to deal with. Does very well to beat 2. But no further than Ringer. Mention booming 50 velocity. Redirect further. It could be an opportunity, but Master good read of his own backboard. Ringer towards the net. Waterfall saved by Bababa.
Big demo.
Demoed for that cost, but the clear won't come out. I thought it was. This is dangerous. There it is finally.
And this ball is Ringers. He misses it. Oh, Machine doesn't get the shot either. And the Babba and the follow gets saved there by Ringer. That was going to be the tournament winning goal. It just couldn't find its way across an RAV after that huge defensive error. Had to lock themselves back in. They almost threw it away in one fell swoop. We are approaching 5 minutes of overtime. Ringer on the ball. Machine again with the save. Remember, RIV were the team that had the completely open net in the final seconds of regulation. They almost threw it away defensively as well, but Baba's on Ringer. Able to tip this one out wide. Big ball forward. Already you see Velocity up, and Master has to read that corner. Ariza had full respect that his opponent could do so. Demo's on the goal line. Master can't catch it off that back wall. It was going to be a tough angle to go for, but it's Velocity yet again And it's official. We're past 5 minutes. Ringer has to be calm here in defense. That was a scary position to be in, but Baba almost got himself what would have been the tournament-winning demo had that have landed. Surely, with both Master and Meshin waiting in center, Ringer needs more out of this play. You have to be able to squeeze blood out of a stone in these kinds of series, and Ariza will prevent another play there from Master. It's been stuck in their half for quite some time. The pressure starting to increase as that demo is landed. As that timer goes across, already at 6 minutes, it's spent 1 minute in this final third. It has all been LLHonved, but they can't get overconfident because the counterattack might just come, but Baba's back in time. Even with that demo happening, but finally, RIV with that bit of space.
It's much crucial at this point. I mean, these teams, they found another gear in this overtime. We've needed more than just 1 frame of Rocket League, and we're past the 2nd frame. 5 of 5 minutes played here in this game. Number 5. That was an opportunity there that Master was able to get away of. Velocity now on an
big
island.
attack.
The Bemo. I mixed bump and demo. The Bemo coming out and looking to create some sort of commotion there on the back line. Losing the ball though, and Riser throws it all across the pitch. Happy to just get that out of any hands on the side of Honved. Master.
Oh, it's a miss! Oh, and it's the Riser!
And Riser will get credit. It's really just a broken play though. Not enough boost for Master, and the rotation maybe 3/10 of a second too late there from Babamba. I mean, my hands are on my head. I'm exasperated. I'm gasping for air. I can't even say Babamba's name right. What a game 5.
Let me give you a moment, Quan. Let me give you a moment. RIV.
You needed one. There's a time in the overtime. I think you had like a 2-minute call because the action just had 0 breaks.
It didn't stop, Quanzek. It didn't stop. I wanted to throw it over back to you, and RIV.
No goes. No hard feelings.
Goodness. Had so many demons to face there in that game. The open net miss in the final minute of regulation. They almost threw that game in overtime. A few opportunities as well. But ultimately, Quanzek, Neo Tokyo awaits. This grand finals is not done yet, and this might be one of the best redirect monthlies we have ever seen in the history. It has been the biggest one as well. I believe it was 55 teams signing up, and more high-level teams as well than we have ever seen before. We had a Game 5 in the upper finals, a Game 5 in the lower finals, and now we are in Neo Tokyo. Both teams showed what they were worth in that overtime. LLHonved disheartened by throwing that one away. How will that affect them? Here on NRG's map, we will just have to find out. We do have kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. LLHonved still with match points in their favor, and the first goal will go straight to them.
Yeah, I mean, great heads-up play. That's chemistry right there, more than anything. But Baba, it looks like he's just smacking the ball as hard as he can. It ends up on the nose, perfectly as mentioned, and the angle that is going to send that driving into the opposition's net. And so we've seen Honved get out to a lead several times as this one pinball is on the goal line, ends up coming back out with an orange trail, and I thought that was going to be 2, but Velocity able to get a piece of it just in time. Ringa hard off the sidewall, leaving it for a riser. Now Ringa will go again with the boost he has left. Velocity, this is really deep positioning. If there's a quick transition play, Ringa didn't have, Ariza didn't have any boost, but they will get away with murder for the time being. We're coming down to 1 second down. It's really just that opening goal, and with how these games have been played, that could, and by all means, be enough.
Velocity back on, and we mustn't forget the fairest share of a 100 £1,000 prize pool dictating this series. Currently, LLHonved taking the lead in both series and game score. They would have secured themselves £70 to share amongst themselves. RIV would take home 30 if it continues as it currently stands, with the second place going towards them. Ariza has to beat Bababa here, and it does somehow find its way across Machine as well, but Master will be the blue card to finally take position, take some responsibility here in this defense. Ariza on the back foot, and ooh, that had potential to just about sneak behind him. It is Ariza again, Velocity in front. That one won't land on him, and Ringer, after that demo, wasn't ready to collect as third man. A back pass was required just to push it that extra distance, and now he's got two players as an option underneath him, and one of them just had to take the lead there. You can't have both, because now you're facing an offense which Ringer has been able to bail you away from. Desperation signs here in the 6th game, and no prizes for guessing why.
I'm really interested by the way these teams are rotating right now. The defensive rotation has really isolated a lot on the side of LLHonved. Like, we just saw it right there. Bababa typically should not be there in time, but these rotations are so much tighter, and they're communicating who's the second man. That's such a good bump, though. Velocity will get credit for the goal, but that mid-air bump, removing the challenging defender, it fluid, all in one motion. All you saw was the blue name tag shooting across the screen at the last second. So RIV finally capitalizing late. And I think the strategic change from Honved to really tighten up defensively and exclusively be rotating almost in their own net, gonna come back to haunt them. So with an equal scoreline, they're looking to get back on top.
Bring it back on here in the corner. Master will send it long. We see this ball popping high, and Ariza looking to get that perfect read. He does a really good job there to tip that one across to the corner, but equally, Machine bringing it corner to corner, sealing that boost as well. These aggressive boost grabs do make more of a difference than you would expect. Velocity doing well to neutralize that. There was a double commit in that play coming from LLHonved. Ringer will pick it up and just couldn't sneak its way through Bababa. Bababa, who yet again is required in defense, blocked out one of those angles. It was the backboard required instead there from the RIV offense, of which there was a defensive player waiting to knock that one out. Ringer not getting these touches he wants. Ariza prepared as well, as is Velocity. All three players, however, concerning that they were bunched up in that front post. It has worked out for them, but you do not want to make that mistake twice. Big counter. Bababa again. Ariza has this one dropped down low, but luckily Ringer, a scary enough force to try and leer back the LLHonved offense. And it's just so tight between these two teams at the moment. It feels like that overtime all over again. It's going to require something huge, but Ringer denies.
Velocity, full tank of boost, has a riser lying in the weights. World was their oyster for that play. Ringer hard off the sidewall. A riser gets there. It's on target, but Bababa, really great positioning to deny that opportunity now. Along this right sidewall, Velocity, really good challenge. Master, Ringer beats two with almost the same 50. He was careening from one into the other. A riser has Velocity. Can they get it on? It's on target! And Velocity with the go-ahead goal with only 7 seconds on the clock.
7 is the best of. Game 7 might be the place we will find ourselves after that goal with 7 seconds left on the clock. This was the grand final. Day deserved. Bababa potentially throwing some more late drama. This one hasn't hit the floor yet. LLHonved still have the offense. Ariza will send it across. Bababa back in the skies, and Velocity. How do you play this one? This one sneaks across. Ariza sends it long. Surely that's game over. A psycho required there by Bababa. Oh, it's the kind of desperation plays you have to go for. Master does well to keep this one up as well. Bababa yet again Machine is forward. Another cycle attempt. No, not this time, but it is well collected. I see that 100 boost picked up as well, but this one will pinch his way to the floor. And oh my goodness, Quanzek, best of 5, went to game 5. Best of 5, went to game 5. Waited, best of 7. We go to Champions Field again.
Hazza is ringing us out for all we have. This man collecting every drop in this monthly. We have gone the distance and then some. Casted more games than the 17 that we were signed up for. So head to game 7. And this is a situation where the momentum in RIV's favor. Able to get that last second goal on the goal line. And Honved, they look almost like shell-shocked right now with how they're positioning. I noticed halfway through that game, their defensive rotations, they almost constantly had somebody in the net. And they were rotating from the net as opposed to from the field because they were so isolated in their own half. Getting to an even footing platform, being able to stand on an equal playing field to your opposition and exert what you would like to play your game, I think is going to be crucial here. With that being said, I've had my fair share of redirect monthlies I've covered at this point. I don't think I've had any grand finals go past a game 5. Usually there is one clear-cut favorite, but here, I don't know if you were to tell me who's going to win, where I should put my money or my channel points on. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I've absolutely no idea here, Quanzek. It is going to have to be decided on the pitch. We mustn't forget as well. Seed 1 versus Seed 2. A rematch coming from the upper final. Honved had their number there in game 5 in what was quite a shaky series between them. The same cannot be said about the grand finals. Pressure makes diamonds. It has made diamonds of these 6 players, but only one of these teams will be taking home gold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Redirect 3v3 monthly number 19. We have kickoff.
That's such a good segue in what should be a fantastic game here. A riser. That one is just going to find its way in. Kickoffs usually contain some sort of chaos. A riser pulls 2, but that ball just comes off the corner with so much pace. That ringer gets there first, and Mention can't recover in time.
And I must say, typically the early goals have favoured Honved. They did in game 6, they did in game 5 as well. And I thought that one was on target, but Baba will eventually take it. And well, both of these teams, you can say, have eased themselves into this grand finals. No goal droughts we have to worry about. This is going to be regular Rocket League from this point forward. And well, of course, it had to be close. Of course, it had to keep us on our toes here, Quanzek. What a series this has been so far. And it is going to be a riser here in defense to try and take this one across. Master has to backflip away from this one. Ringer low on boost, still commits himself to the play. Velocity on the left side, looking to find a teammate in. Master will knock this one out, and I'm interested to see how safe both these teams will play this game 7. I feel like it's been very tight, very dangerous in the games beforehand, but they've just had that solidity still to hold it down. It has been quite high-risk gameplay. They are just so consistent. There is so much mechanical excellence. And it looked like RAV had a chance to make it too there.
Velocity collecting, playing this one forward, and look at the boost totals right now. There's absolutely nothing. They're on top of each other. Is Honved. Master collecting. Mention has to sink in, but they're both on 0 boost. But Baba has 33 after respawning from the demo. That's the most they have. Mention still on 0. Master able to pick up a couple of pads, but they can't break out. And that's what matters right now more than anything. Ring the shot. But Baba's going to deny. And finally, Honved It's a little bit of breathing room. It's an infield pass, but Master a little bit too far away to jump for that one. Velocity backboard looking for the double, but Master will handle that one candidly. Oh, dangerous here. As mentioned, sinks in and chips that one forward over the top of Velocity as well. I just want to put a little context into how long we've been going at this point, Pegasus. I started this call with a fully charged wireless headset. I just had to plug it in because it gave me the notification that it was dying.
Oh, and so is that attack of RIV. It was another opportunity that looked deceivingly open, but an LLHonved player was able to Superman dive their way across and get this one out wide. Ariza, though, looking to give himself another chance. It is well defended here by Honved. Bababa. Long ball and Velocity will just take his time. You can see all three players on the screen. That just turned to 2 after that demo there from Ringer. Bababa looking to buy some time for his teammates to respawn, but just that happened. Another one falls. Ringer again with the 50-50 against Machine. And it's felt like the RIV have had so much pressure in this grand finals, but it hasn't been felt all that much because Honved have done so well defensively. Finally, that gap opens up. And Ariza is finally able to thread the needle.
There's only so many times where your gate to your castle can get beat on by some battering ram and hold tall and sturdy. It finally broke down there after what felt like a multi-minute offensive for RIV and Honved being stuck in their own half, and it feels like these two sides have almost essentially switched. It's going to have to be some sort of brilliant mechanical play. Bababa trying to get that going there along that sidewall. Master can't get there. Ringa can, though, and he's going to play that forward for a Riser, who really just sends his ball flip-flopping towards, or sends his car. Look, I'm so enamored in this series right now. I just said that a Riser sent his ball towards the car. That's that's where we're at. Master going to collect. Mention booming it downfield. They're at least out of their half now, Pegasus, but we need some offensive pressure from them to come through. This clutch in the corner, I don't think is going to help.
Certainly not. It's the safest area of the pitch for the defensive team. Meshing back forward to Ringer, looking to land that bump. Doesn't quite make that connection, so it's all free for Ringer to show off a bit of his mechanics, but Baba sends it long yet again. Master just has to sit back. He's got nothing left of the tag. It's all going to be up to Machine to try and bring this one forward, but Master finally finds himself on the overlap. Couldn't get the bump, however, to follow. Ringer will bail from the play, but Baba has some space, especially after that bump. Master is their big demo! And it's back to equal in Game 7. LLHonved fight back, and they blitzkrieg their way through the RIV defense.
That quite literally is exactly what it was. This is an absolute blitz at the defense. And if you didn't catch it at the beginning of that replay, there's an aerial bump to remove the challenger.
Oh, wow.
On what would have contested Bababa.
What's going on?
Ring up the top of one. Bababa raising to this one, beats a Riser. Followed by Mention, just going to keep it loft in the air, buying as much time. They have the higher boost totals. Bababa going for it. Flip reset, can't connect. Ringa booming clear. They needed that just to give themselves the ability. Space infield pass. Oh! It's so many times. Velocity connects again.
From the lower brackets, looking to inflict revenges, RIV and IV of that name come together for a goal in the final 20 seconds. Just when it looks like Honved were going to be able to fight back, prove to themselves why they were the first seed. The second look to steal that title game. Certainly still not over 10 seconds left on the clock. And it is a blue-sided offense. It's what you'd want if you want to see an overtime. We might just see a Meshing is up. And look at the double commit from the defense. It's over. RIV go all the way to Champions Field and inflict revenge.
I'm just waiting for the caster screen to come up. Thanks, Hazza. Do you see the state that I'm in? My camera's moved in the middle of that series.
My camera froze.
I need to shift over. Look, let's that it's affecting us outside of just the Rocket League lobby. Pegasus is gone. I've moved over. I had to scoot my chair over to be in center frame.
There we go.
My name tag's cutting off my chin at this point. RIV sent to the lowers by Honved. They fight their way back up. I'm gonna have to remember this name. I gave a whole history lesson on it. The second Anglo-Dutch War from 1665 to 1667. I got there.
Oh, there we go.
This is perseverance at its finest. They were down in the series. Hamza had the game advantage as well, Pegasus. And to come back from that deficit, my hat's off to RIV. You played well. You rallied back. I don't appreciate you leaving the series a bit early, but you guys got the 70 pounds. You guys got first place. And you look good doing it.
Yeah, I think they made up for it with that grand final performance, because that, like I said, is like nothing I have seen before in a Redirect Monthly. This was our biggest one. We thought the last one was our biggest one by far.
We might just say this every
18.
month from here on out.
Yeah. We're going up and up and up. And number 19, I feel like this was the one to watch. So if you are over here in chat, well done to you. You've just witnessed, I think, what's going to be a piece of Redirect history. Game 5 in the upper finals, Game 5 in the lower
Instant
finals,
classic.
Seed 1 versus Seed 2, going all the way to Game 7 in the lower bracket team getting revenge. Like we said, that is £70 to RIV and Honved for playing second fiddle and doing such a fantastic job, of course, in that series. Do secure themselves 30 great British pounds. And well, if you enjoyed that piece of the action and want to be a part of it, sign-ups go live for Redirect Monthly. And by the way, a lovely round number, Quanzek, number 20, open up tomorrow. Get yourself signed up. Get yourself into the tournament. We are growing more and more as time goes on. And look, if you want to see Redirect grow, the best thing that we can see is involvement. Whether it is you in Twitch chat, whether it is you taking part in it, it is mutually beneficial for, if you are a top player, to get yourself as involved with this tournament as possible and help us grow. Because what comes off after that, comes after that. And you've got a better tournament to have yourself compete in. Obviously, of course, follow at RedirectEsports on Twitch and at RedirectUG on Twitter. There are chat commands for both of us. And Quanzek, my goodness, it was an absolute pleasure to work with you. Please throw out your socials. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I appreciate being in the booth. It's always a joy being here. I appreciate the invite. Looking forward to more in the future. It's Quanzek everywhere. I have the beauty that I'm one of the few people who has such a niche name where that works. Mainly Twitter is the only thing I'm really on actively. Looking to stream a bit more, that'll be Twitch, but that's not all set up and good to go yet. So just Twitter for the time being. Would appreciate the love. I appreciate the gameplay today. I don't know if I've been like this mentally exhausted from like a cast in a minute. It was a long day.
Much action.
So much action. My body feels drained, and like my day's just starting. It's the afternoon for me right now. So, yep, that's where you can find me. Appreciate everybody who played, and just want to encourage everybody to get involved, because the talent that we had out here today, unrivaled in any other competition we've seen before, and I think it's only going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This is the place to be. And as for myself, it is at SirPigasus on everything, Twitter, Discord, even if you want to approach me for opportunities. It's also SirPigasus on Twitch, on YouTube, all of that good stuff. I'm in a very similar position here to Quanzek. And also, of course, big shout out to our producer, observer, admin, Orgona, TO, of course. It is the legend himself, the eFIFA World Cup man himself. It is Hazza. I believe it is at HazzaProd for him on Twitter, and he does really appreciate all the support. I will just pass that one over. And also, another thing I just wanted to quickly say at the end of this broadcast, if you enjoyed the duo of myself and Quanzek, of course, we're likely going to meet again here on these Redirect Monthlies. But if you follow our Twitters, we've got a very big announcement coming soon on a project that we will be working together on. So I really hope that we can have some of you guys witness that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, this was Redirect Monthly number 19. Just a reminder that signups go live for monthly number 20 tomorrow on Start GG. Follow Redirect Esports on Twitch and Redirect GG on Twitter. There are commands in chat. It has been an absolute pleasure to cast over the biggest, the best Redirect Monthly we have had so far. Quanzek and SirPigasus out.